Welcome to Bucket Bytes. It's the podcast with bite-sized bits and topics about anything and anything. My name is Ryan, and today we will be hosting the boys over at DarkFusion Systems, where we'll be talking about custom PC building and the PC building market, gaming, maybe some planets, who knows. Let's see what bites we pull out of the bite bucket today. Let's get it.
Hot dog.
What?
Get your hot dog.
Get your hot dogs here.
Get your hot
Yeah,
dog. Lindsay.
I also hear you're a dragon slayer. Or is that
That's
just
what
a
they call
nickname?
me. That's what the ladies call me.
Like, I don't rage at people. I get very passive aggressive. So there was a lot of like, oh, that's fantastic.
I'm an immature child.
Did the day end well done?
It did. We went to go get ice cream at like this little pizza place.
Instead of sending bombs and missiles to Ukraine, we are sending Teslas because they are better improved explosive devices.
I feel really weird about owning a Tesla right now.
Sentient robots taking over the world.
You know, people have seen my videos. Like, it's just strange.
This is Bucket Bytes.
This is Bucket Bytes.
This is Bucket Bytes.
This is Bucket Bytes.
This is
This is
Bucket Bytes.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Bucket Bytes. I am the aforementioned Ryan, aka Papa Post, and we've got some good guys here with us today. We got Henry and Bryan from DarkFusion. Guys, how are you?
Not too bad. It's a beautiful night here in Milwaukee. I can't complain.
Indeed, doing fantastic.
Perfect. Excellent. So if you guys are watching the live stream, on the left, we have Bryan, and on the right, we have Henry, just if you're putting names to faces. So, and then, as always, we've got Dom, and then Josh is down there with the Brewers hat, and the JMO, and the TV, and everything else, and also the YouTube silver plaque in the background.
And the San Pellegrino. Let me get that out of there.
Wow, when did they start paying us?
That's what I'm saying. Get shit out of here.
Anyways, Henry, Bryan, how are you guys? You guys are doing good. I'm glad to have you guys back. You were back on an episode back in November. It was just Henry back then. So what's new? What's kind of happened with DarkFusion since then?
So what I think the biggest thing is Bryan has really taken on this role here, not just supporting the computer side of things, but really helping to spearhead our keyboard project. So something we've always wanted to do is build mechanical keyboards, and actually ideally here in Milwaukee, not just assembling them and testing them here, but actually manufacturing the chassis itself with basically within the county. And we think we found the manufacturer and everything's starting to slowly come together here. But it's a long project, and starting any kind of manufacturing project from the ground up definitely can be a lot. But we have the right people and the right team. So
right people in the right spot. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. That's definitely. So Bryan, you've never been here before. Henry's old news. He's been here. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Bryan.
I'm a graduate of engineering school, but I've been tinkering with computers since like I was 5 years old. I got turned on to mechanical keyboards by a sysadmin I reported to a few years ago, and it really grabbed me. It's a fun hobby.
So it's all about the keyboards for you? You like click clacking away?
Why don't you show one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was going to save it for later, but sure.
Yeah, show us your piece, Bryan. Let's see it.
Show us the goodies.
All right. So this was my first keyboard was actually a Father's Day present for my father, so I don't have that one with me. He's a pilot, so I got a hold of a really cool keycap set called Danger Zone from a movie, inspired by a movie you might have heard of. I don't know. But this is the first one I built for myself. It's built on a Cypher Revision 2, which is it was a limited run group buy from a company out of, I want to say, Denmark. And these were like just over 100 of these cases were machined in Germany. So it's CNC aluminum. It has a carbon fiber plate. It has a licensed Star Wars Aurebesh keycap set. Gateron ink black switches, which I individually disassembled and lubricated.
As
Lube's
you do.
important.
Yeah, as that's the keyboard. You'll notice there is not a single English letter anywhere on that keyboard. I'm a big nerd. I love. I have a Star Trek keycap set at work. Star Wars is for home, and this is about $800 of keyboard.
Nobody tell him my last name.
This is about $800 of keyboard.
Are you
Plus,
serious?
like,
$800?
a week of labor. Yeah,
That's insane.
Oh, it took you a week. Oh shit.
That's
I mean,
I mean,
off and on. evenings.
Oh,
and
okay.
shit.
Yeah.
but like you could see the passion in just the way you talk about it. Like you could tell, like that's like because I've spent $800 in way dumber hobbies, like that I don't care about. I mean, so like like it's great that you have that passion and it's something that you're willing to put that time, energy, and money into, and you obviously love it. So
Yeah, I have other expensive hobbies. This one kind of feels like the silliest at sometimes because people ask why I do it, but it's like I tell people what's a piece of advice I've always gotten is spend a good amount of money on your mattress. You spend a third of your life in bed, right? Well, I work in IT, data analytics. Most of my hobbies are gaming or working on my home lab. I spend 2/3 of my life in front of a keyboard.
Yep,
I'm gonna have a nice keyboard, and you know what? I might as well just have one for every room.
Well, especially since, like you said, you've taken apart the switches and lubricated them yourself. So it's like it's like somebody building a muscle car. Like
exactly.
You have that hands-on kind of tactile approach to it. So it's cool.
Thank God I'm not into cars. I can't afford that. But here, if we could try, I'd like to do a sound test.
Oh,
let's do it.
Go for it.
Please.
All right, so we got the Gateron Ink Blacks.
Oh no.
It cut out.
Come on.
Yeah, we got one. We got one.
One click.
No.
Oh, Discord's failing us now.
They're just
these are
quiet.
linear switches, so they don't make too much noise. So
Bro, I
on
was gonna
the
say,
number pad and
you
arrow
lubed them
keys.
too good.
I have these are NK Sherberts though. These might pick up.
Oh,
got those.
There you go.
Okay, those are nice and clicky. The clicky ones pick up real nice. I just want to let you know that you made me realize how little I know about keyboards. Just thank you for making me feel like an idiot.
You're absolutely welcome. That's one of my specialties, actually.
So not to spoil too much, but we saw you guys at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and you had the big kind of samples. There it is, the big sample set of all the different kinds of switches. And it was just you explaining like the subtle differences between them. Like if you gave me that thing, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but having you explain it, it's like, yeah, you're right. Like this one is a bit more punchy than this one. It's a bit more, when you get to the bottom, it's more of a click. You did a fantastic job of explaining.
Thank you.
Those differences.
But quick clarification: this is not all of them.
Well, you know what I mean.
This is a sample.
I meant all of the ones on that board.
Yeah. So here, let me try for the microphone. The Kale Box Navy. It's the unofficial king of clicky switches.
Oh. Ooh, I like that one.
If memory serves, it's about like 82 grams of spring weight, and it is just thocky. I love it.
It sounded beautiful.
It's like typing on a typewriter.
I tell you, that thing sounded pretty freaking sexy.
It felt good too. When you told me at the time, you were like, you shouldn't have any, bias, but this one's the one. And
is there
I agreed.
Is there like a difference between like mechanical keyboards and regular keyboards?
Yes. Go for it.
Oh, please.
Mechanical keyboards are nice and sophisticated and an excellent expression of one's computing self.
Oh.
Regular keyboards are trash.
So what you're telling me is I don't
like
express
trash.
myself well enough. Got it.
Not yet. And that's where we come in.
See, you guys, right person, right place.
Absolutely. I tell you what, you made me realize, I never thought about it before, but you made me realize that I need two different types of keys on my keyboard. Because when we were talking, I had the much softer, I forget what it was. It was some kind of creamy, thing. I'm going to offend you by calling it the wrong thing for my main keyboard. But then on my num key, I needed something clickier. Like, and that's like you told me, you reassured me that's a somewhat normal thing.
I wouldn't say it's normal. No, I've done it.
Okay.
As I had this one here, I was told it was a little weird to mix them up, but I'm confident in my decision. I like it. I got the linears for the alphas. It's a nice fluid typing motion. I'm a okay typist. Half the time I'm using a keyboard, my fingers are a WASD. So yeah. I'm only so good. But you got the nice fluid linears on the alphas. And like the arrow keys and the number pad, those are tap typing, right? I go to them and I return.
Yeah,
and that's where I felt the distinction was. I've had lots of people ask me, so hypothetically, could I have a keyboard with, these really lightweight, low trigger distance speed switches on WASD, and like the surrounding keys have like fairly lightweight switches to like switch between Molotovs, flashbangs, whatever, and then like the rest of the keyboard, who gives a shit? Counter-Strike only cares about like 15 keys anyway.
We heard that at MGC quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of people were asking that, and absolutely, it is on a switch by switch basis. What you solder onto that printed circuit board for sure, but if you were to type on it, that'd feel awkward as hell.
I can imagine. You mentioned something earlier, and I just, for people who aren't, in tune with their keyboard selves, you mentioned like the weights of the keys themselves. Now, I didn't really think it was that much of a thing until I played with your buttons, but it very much is
phrasing.
Phrasing. Come on, you know what I mean. But it's a real thing, and like. Mm-hmm. You can go from something that's like light as a feather to you feel like you're actually putting some effort into pushing down those keys. So, just for those of you, I was just going to say
the Scatteron Milk Clear is I don't actually know off the top of my head what the weight is. I'm going to guess somewhere in the 30 gram range. Honestly, you breathe on it, and it feels like it triggers anybody who has a pre-built with like a cherry red speed, right? Would feel that. And that's like 1.2 millimeters of actuation distance. That versus like this Alias 100 gram, where you're getting a workout in. It lets you know that it's there, and it's everything in between. And I think with the.
Sorry, I was showing my finger muscles.
And with the novel keys Sherberts that I have on those number pads there, I think I actually did put slightly heavier springs in those. The reason I would have liked to have gone with a different clicky switch for those, but the reason I chose to match those two is because they both have a 4 millimeter travel distance, and so I wanted the up down travel distance to feel uniform between them, even though one was linear and one was clicky.
Sure.
And I did play with the spring weight a little bit to try and get them on
your own personal keyboard. So
on my own personal keyboard.
So basically all this knowledge that you're bringing in, and you guys are developing a keyboard right now. And we'll talk about that maybe a little bit more further into the show, and we can kind of showcase actually what you guys have started building. But what you guys are primarily kind of like known for, I guess, so to speak, is your mini, boutique custom built PCs. So
absolutely.
Henry, do you just kind of want to give people a recap of kind of what you guys build and how you do it?
Yeah, so we do, I guess the best way to describe it is a white glove service for small form factor or SFF computers. So we have two. We have what's called the Dark Phoenix and the Dark Phoenix Pro. And these are, even the large one is still about yay big here. Actually, I think we have, we do have one right there, actually, if you want to get it out.
I know somebody who has one.
Still in the packaging. So this is the large one. Here's my head. I do have a big head, but it's a reasonably small computer. That's the big chunky one. But we really like to focus on a really high performance system too. So we don't really do a lot of budget builds, just because the nature of our business is a very one-to-one experience. There's definitely a time sink we put with every single customer, every single project, every single system.
It is bespoke.
Yes. And that's really our, I guess that's our bread and butter the whole way through. But I've always been one for not trying to waste space, especially when it comes to computers. And I really believe in creating something greater than myself, greater than ourselves, something that's going to last a long time. So that's really how it got started. And I think you can see that in every single product. We do everything really. You can do really custom stuff. So we have 3 colors on all of the systems: a black, a gray, and a white. But if you wanted to do like a custom powder coat, we can do that. If you want to do custom power supply cables, we work with an artisan out in Georgia who does them by hand. We actually have a kit back there for our next build. It's queued up for next week. It's really about, I guess, our slogan is chase perfection. I think you can really see that in each build. And if something goes wrong, that's what we're here for, to take care of it, make sure it's taken care of, and handle it every step of the way.
Good.
So hey, how much do one of those like weigh?
So the cases, I think I clock in. So the Pro is about 10 pounds, I think 11 pounds.
Oh, that's nice.
I feel like that's light, actually, because I feel like the fucking handle, I remember when we were at the show, I thought you guys have the carrying handle. I thought those things were plastic. No, that thing's like milled aluminum, right?
It's serious.
That thing's a fucking weapon, dude. Like, I'm not joking. That thing is ridiculous. It's surprising.
The handles are no joke. I don't think this is even 10 pounds.
It might be. I think it actually is. We've just been working out, but no, I think they. He's
right.
Yeah, I think they're about 10 pounds. That's the one stat I don't have off the top of my head, but I think it's about 10.
Dude, that would probably feel so nice because my PC tower right now is like, I think 60 pounds.
No, mind you, with
a
components in it,
boy.
way more though.
So,
okay.
So once we add like a 4070 Ti or something, I mean, that alone is going to add, you know what I mean? But the case itself is about 10.
And as someone who himself recently went from full monster ATX computer, I had a Cooler Master Pro Case 5 or something, ginormous case. And I went from
like
that
a mini fridge.
Yeah, it really is, to the Dark Phoenix. My computer no longer sits on the floor underneath my desk; it sits on my desk.
Right.
That original computer is still there. It's now just like I'm using its gargantuan volume, and I'm just filling it full of hard drives with true NAS running on it. Might as well use the volume for something it's good for. It's still producing more heat too.
When you guys were at Midwest Gaming Classic, just because we haven't had a show since then, I believe, or at least where we've been able to talk about it.
Sure.
What were some of the people like? What do people say when they see it? Because I remember when I first saw you guys, honestly, the reason I remembered you in the first place was because you had those really cool magnetic USB things. Yeah. That was the first thing I remember. But then it was the smaller, these things are like super thick, like the gauge of metal that's on them. I think that's what I really like about them too, is it's a really nice thick gauged metal. But what do people say when they see these things for the first time?
I remember last year there were some people who came up and asked us if they were smoke machines. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Somebody asked. Full disclosure. Yes. Somebody asked, is that a smoke machine?
And it was kind of quiet for a couple of seconds as we processed that question.
Yeah, right. Put an AMD in there, and it might be.
If you do something wrong,
if it becomes a smoke machine, call us, and then call the fire department. Or maybe the other way around.
No. Call us first.
That computer should never be smoking. Hot tip there. But most people are obviously surprised that we can even put, like, on our larger case, we can put a 4090 Founders Edition.
Really? Can you really?
Founders. You have to be,
that was a big talking point.
That was a big talking point. Yeah, we can put a Founders Edition 4090.
Founders, yeah.
That's some of them just become absolutely obscene, and they're basically like billy clubs. But the Founders you can fit in there. We're doing a build with a 4070 Ti actually right behind us there. So I mean, that's an incredible system right there too. But people are really surprised that you can actually get that small. People are surprised that you can actually get a case made in the United States. These are made in Utah. People like to see a computer company there, because I love retro games. I enjoy that stuff. It's not my forte, but I just like being there. And we're one of the only computer companies that shows up. and I think that's really exciting for people to see.
Well, I think it's also like extra cool that you're so local.
Right, right.
I love it when
I mean,
people ask it. Mm-hmm.
No, I was just going to say, because I mean, MGC is in Milwaukee, in the heart of Milwaukee. You guys are located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, so it's perfect.
That was always a really fun question to answer. Rather, is people ask us like, hey, where are you guys located? I said about 4 blocks that way.
Guys, go hide, guys. Go hide. Hide them. Hide them. Get them out of there.
But yeah, right in Milwaukee.
It's like, I said my buddy walked here.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
I'm gonna leave the office and swing by and do this thing. But yeah, people like to hear that, and it's really part of our mission too, is to be as local as we can, to work with local vendors. I mean, heck, with our keyboard project, that was really the biggest goal. We're gonna solder here, we're gonna support them here, we're gonna assemble everything here, test everything here, and the case is made in Milwaukee. Again, TBD, but I think we selected the steel company that we're gonna work with already.
The machine shop of the world.
Machine shop of the world. I mean, that's kind of that's an old phrase used to describe Milwaukee.
Oh.
And I think we really try to live by that. So,
and it's I came through like I'd mentioned earlier, I came through an engineering school that was really a feeder to a lot of the manufacturing companies around this area. So I've gotten to see a lot of how the industry here has changed and grown and shifted and moved, and sometimes it's not always in a good way. I like feeling that we're bringing a little bit of that back. It's a really good feeling.
Yeah,
well,
it is.
It's kind of an interesting parallel. Sorry, Dom, but for example, I love restaurants that locally source everything.
Yes.
Whether it's their meat, their steak, their eggs, their whatever, their bacon. Like, I love places like that because you can just tell the passion and love that goes into the product that they're putting out. And that's clearly, what you guys are doing as well. I mean, you're not putting bacon in your machines, but, it's how you make your bacon. Can I ask you, Dom, did you want to ask your question?
I
Go ahead.
had a more general question about the Midwest Gaming Classic, since I'm not from the Midwest. So like, it's just a big retro gaming thing, right?
Primarily, yeah.
Primarily, but yeah, there's a lot of vendors, and so the Midwest Gaming Classic, they have a room where it's just a lot of like arcade machines and classic consoles, and really it's like you pay the entrance fee, you get in, you can play whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also have a vendor hall and areas for like other folks, like there's like TCG stuff and board games and all that. But yeah,
it's comic book artists too.
Yeah. They got an artist alley,
that's
which is really
sick.
cool.
It does get a little bit more Comic-Con, Anime-Con, a little bit more every year, which
is okay,
right.
because that's what like my daughter likes it, because there's just enough of that like Comic-Con anime type feel to it. But like as soon as my son's really young, and I want my kids, like, they're, especially my son's not so much into retro older games, but like when they have like in the gaming area, they have a whole section dedicated to like, new games, new developers and everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I spent most of my time, just talking to people.
The spot I completely missed apparently, and I went home.
I did want to ask, did you guys hear any feedback from people at the show that this year was kind of a disappointment in comparison to the last few years?
I heard that from one or two people. Now, here's the thing. Truth be told, we were all hands on deck running the
you guys
booth.
are working.
yeah, we
didn't do a lot
get
of
to wander at all.
Yeah,
we didn't do
strolling
much
around.
wandering.
I did see you coming out of the bathroom, and I yelled Henry, and you didn't look at me, and I was really offended.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
I was waiting in line for a pizza.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
No, it's okay.
That was about the only.
It's cold.
The bathrooms were about the only other sites that we got to see.
Yeah.
Was the bathrooms nice?
Early in the
There was about
day, yeah.
there was about like 2 millimeters of water on the floor
at
on
one point.
Sunday.
Yeah, one of the
Oh my
It
goodness!
was nice. It was nice. It was really classy.
No, but sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So you did get a little bit of feedback, though, that it wasn't up to snuff?
Yeah, I heard a couple of people I think it's maybe it's because of everything's shifting, right? The actual complex is being rearranged, redesigned, and rebuilt.
I mean, yeah, a lot of
Maybe
renovations going on there.
Yeah, maybe some vendors got a little shy and didn't fill it out. Because I mean, this is just my opinion. I feel like this year I saw fewer vendors, at least vendors, selling retro games and more. Like I saw a lot of like things that are unrelated to our industry,
like crafty stuff. Yeah.
Well, no. Like IKEA was there.
Okay,
IKEA was there. Tesla was there.
Tesla was there. Tesla was there.
They're trying to get me. They're trying to get me, man.
Gutter group.
IKEA, we made the connection on that because it's like, oh, they might have nice.
Well, they had like gaming chairs,
right?
Exactly.
Hubie and Abraham and Gutter Guard.
Yeah, seriously, Gutter Guard.
It's like a bath and tile thing, which is fine. They're all great.
To be fair, though, I've seen like the home renovation people there every year, like different kinds of home renovation people. And I'm like, I don't get it, but shoot your shot, I guess.
That implies that they find that productive, like they turn a profit because of that.
Right.
Well, of course, there's fucking 30,000 people that go to that thing.
Right.
Like, of course. And they like gaming, but they all probably have houses, and they all, so I get it.
Don't get me started on houses, Post. No, I'm just kidding.
Dear God.
What I did think was cool, there was one vendor that was right by us.
It just clicked.
I forget what they're called, but it seemed like they were like a safe company. Do you know who I'm talking about?
The coolest vendor. I mean, not the coolest because we didn't see a lot of everything.
Well, and also DarkFusion was there, so of course they weren't
the coolest. We were, obviously. But no, what they were is they were a company that had like,
it's like an insurance or safe or something.
Yeah,
where you could store like there was like a $4,000 Nintendo cartridge or something, and someone wanted to people like that would want to store it in like a.
They literally had a safe
basically.
there on the premises for some people who bought like shit there at the convention that was like worth a lot of money. Because you told me that you had overheard someone had dropped what $2,700.
Oh, $2,700, not $4,000, but
$2,700. Well, no, you said they dropped $2,700 to reserve something that was in the vendor hall, and then were walking to their bank to get more money.
That's right. No, that's something I told us.
Yeah,
he walked to Pat. Yeah. So that was.
So someone makes a purchase like that there, they go right over to there and they put it in the safe there, I guess.
That's
I didn't even know that was a thing. That was even there.
Interesting.
There's a market. I swear, there's a market in an industry for just about anything. I thought that was genuinely really cool because I'm sure if that is your lifeblood, and it is seeking games that are really rare or products or collectibles that are really rare. I mean, not even just because someone's gonna steal it, but because you come with your family and you leave a bag on the ground and then you forget about it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
spill something,
right? Or something gets damaged, right?
I guess where I was disappointed last year, there was a lot more booths like you guys with companies and stuff that I've not seen before, and I felt like there was not a lot of that this year. Like last year, they had a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, between you guys, there was a guy with a laser tag company that was there. There was a bunch of stuff, and not even half of that was there this year. And that's why I guess I was kind of disappointed. And I also spent $131 on root beer, and that did not leave a good taste in my mouth. I mean, the root beer was good.
The root beer or the cost? Okay.
The root beer was okay, I guess, but the cost was. I'm never buying root beer again. So. You okay there, Josh?
Yeah, no worries.
You getting yelled at?
No.
Oh, okay.
She thought I quit the podcast.
Again?
So I didn't know you had that.
Again?
Thought you quit.
Oh, shit. Well, I thank you for gracing me with your presence. Let me ask you guys, did you guys, I know Dom hasn't yet, or maybe he has. One of Dominic's favorite games is Cyberpunk, and it's
why?
I love it.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
Look, don't get me wrong.
I enjoyed hearing my roommate yell at it through the
I didn't hate it, but it's like I would never be like, yeah, one of my favorite games of all time, Cyberpunk 2077.
It's the story and the music that just gets me. That's all you need from me.
Dominic, I'm on your side on this one.
I'm not going to get in another argument.
Josh is going to quit the podcast because
I can't quit again. I can't quit again. So no, don't get me wrong. Again, like I like the game. It's just like one of your favorites. I mean, come on. Have you only played Cyberpunk?
No, I've played plenty of games. I just enjoy that one quite a lot.
Okay.
It's all right. Beauty's in the eye of the whole beholder.
That's true. I love Deadly Premonition. I can't talk shit about anybody.
I was gonna say, I mean, I think Cyberpunk, like they really hyped it allegedly. So this is what makes it better. Everyone hyped it up. You know, it's gonna be this like revolutionary technical masterpiece.
They put it on a pedestal,
right?
Before it was even out.
I didn't really pay attention to much of that because I kind of got jaded. And so when I got into it, I was like, "Oh, this is really fun." But I think people who came into it thinking it was going to be like a perfect game at launch, which we haven't seen in a lot of games in a while, the technical masterpiece where every single like NPC has like the story or something. Or I remember
that was
Red Dead.
But like, right, people thought it was going to be like a cyberpunk version of Red Dead, and I never really heard that until after I already played the game. So I enjoyed it because I had zero expectations.
Well, and again, like I'm not going to say it was a bad game. I enjoyed it too, but like I forgot about it 2 days after I finished it. You know what I mean? Like I've never been like, man, I gotta go back and replay Cyberpunk.
Dude.
Like I don't know, it was fine. It was fine. There wasn't much depth to the gameplay. The story was good. I liked all the stuff. Honestly, like the side story with Johnny Silverhand's bandmate. And like he's a producer now. Like I loved that side story. I loved it, but everything else was really forgettable. And I don't know. Like I was like, it was okay, but I've never been like I gotta go back and see how they patched it. And like they just did that ray tracing update where it looks way better now.
So that's where I was going with this before everyone's like, "Wow, fucking this game's shitty and this game's amazing."
First off, that was only me.
Sorry. Yes.
Dude, I still have music from the game in my playlist. Like I still listen to the music from the game.
Soundtrack of the game.
But and to be fair, Edge Runners was really good too. Edge Runners was awesome.
I need to watch that still.
It's your favorite game and you didn't watch Edge Runners?
It's not my favorite game.
I didn't watch it either.
It's not my favorite game of all time. I don't watch TV that much, man.
It's not on TV. It's on Netflix.
What? I don't have Netflix.
Well, then how do you chill?
I don't want to think about games being buggy on release. I am so excited for Jedi Survivor, and I really hope it lives up to its predecessor. I am so excited for that game.
That's I'm the worst when okay. Before I start going off track, Cyberpunk Overdrive, it's their big chunky update, right?
Was the DLC out?
And it makes the game blow up everybody's computer. So, can DarkFusion make a system to handle the Overdrive update and not turn into a fog machine? Smoke machine.
That should be doable.
You think so?
No,
because
that's not affirmative enough, Henry.
At the end of the day, cooling isn't going to be the issue. It's going to be the matter of can the GPU manufacturers develop a card that's really going to actually give the gameplay you want. Because
you said before that it'll take a 4090 Founders and a 4070 Ti or TI 4070 Ti or just
4070. It was a RTX 4070 Ti.
DLS3. You got that thing running fine. So I'm gonna put the affirmative on that.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if I'm a one for a high at the end of the day, I like a higher refresh rate experience. I enjoy really beautiful visuals. I love art. I love ray tracing, but I need my 144 hertz.
Frames are everything.
Frames are everything. That's just for me. That's my gameplay style. Everyone's different.
No, that is objective truth.
And there you go. The 4090. I don't know if the 40. I haven't looked at the benchmarks yet. I don't know if the 4090 Founders car is able to push out a consistent 144.
No, I think I think that's right around 100.
Which is still incredible, by the way. That's an absolutely bonkers video card, and Cyberpunk 2077 was already a demanding title without ray tracing. So, God forbid.
Well,
I mean, it's a technical masterpiece of the 4090 is technical masterpiece. It's also a wallet breaker, but yeah, we can do it. We can put a 4090 in a system, and it'll do well.
Cyberpunk's one of those games where, yes, ray tracing really transforms the realism of the lighting, but Cyberpunk was also one of those games that I think did one of the best jobs of putting fake lighting, and fake reflections into a game.
Sure.
faking the RTX basically in the base game did a pretty good job. Josh, you kind of
well, my problem is the game looked fine, it did, but the fact that it had a ray tracing mode that was really just like ray tracing shadows and that was it.
Yeah,
like it wasn't ambient occlusion or actual like light ray tracing. Like seeing the
I didn't even realize that.
Most of it was not. Most of it was pre-baked lighting. So having that like full ray tracing, like go watch the Digital Foundry video of the comparison and you'll see like it's fucking night and day and it does look really good, the new overdrive mode.
Yeah. Okay.
So like while I agree with you, the game looked great. It's like ray tracing is still a night and day difference.
Yeah. But we can definitely build a machine to do that. And make it beautiful too. And very bespoke too, can do different colors. And so if you even wanted to do something to kind of go with the cyberpunk colors too, we could do something like that with a custom.
We can do powder coating.
Yeah. So I think that could look really mean.
That could look really cool.
I mean, that piqued my attention a lot.
You know, you go with red LEDs. Everybody knows that makes it go faster.
No,
it needs to be colored, multicolored.
Yeah,
you gotta
have full
we need a
RGB.
rainbow. Yeah.
That's how it goes down.
It is 2023 rainbow.
That's right. Josh, you actually had reached out to Henry after our show back in November, and you actually bought one.
Yes. So for an update, when Henry was on our show, I had mentioned that I had wanted to build a kind of dedicated capture machine for my living room. Because while I do have a great gaming rig in the office, that's my like main production machine for making videos and such. Like I don't like to be cramped up in my chair and this fucking horrible roof wall that I have here, and like it's nice to just be able to sit in the living room and play video games. But unfortunately, like capture on console, I'm not getting 4K 60 frames per second, gorgeous looking stuff. So I reached out to Henry afterwards and I was like, look, I'm convinced. You did a great job selling what you guys do. So let's do it. So I will say, and this is just coming from and of course, like we're friendly with Henry, but just coming from a completely consumer standpoint, the questions asked and kind of Henry and Brian's work on figuring out what I needed for, my application made it completely seamless, made it completely hands off for me. Which is such a unique experience for me because I've obviously built all my PCs up to this point where it was just like, no, this is what I need. This is what I plan on using it for. I had an old graphics card, a 3080, one of those antiques laying around.
There's a For the Win 3, I believe, right?
Yeah.
That's an antique. Come on.
Yeah. So I was like, here, take this old piece of junk and throw it in one of the builds, and we'll see what we do. And it came back with a quote. I was like, all right, here you go. And within like 2 weeks, I was picking it up. I was just
I think it was a little bit less than that actually, but
yeah.
So my 1080 is decomposing.
On that one.
Oh yeah, got to get rid of that down.
Kind of just fell into place for that one. I liked that.
But yeah, so here she is. I unplugged it just so I could show it off. But this has been in my, like you could see, this is the Dark Phoenix Pro. This has just been in my like entertainment center under my TV, and it's what I use to game. So anytime, even if I'm not capturing for the show, because I have used it to capture several things for the YouTube channel. Nothing that's gone live yet, but as soon as it is, I'll mention it on here. But even if, my fiance and I are just sitting and wanting to play something, like it's happening on there. Like I absolutely love the thing. It's been a dream. So awesome. You guys did a great job, and I enjoyed the experience, and I highly recommend. Especially if you're local, because like I said, I just drove and picked it up. Just flew across the bridge. I was there within 5 minutes, and it was awesome.
That's right. You heard it here first, folks. It's suggestive gaming approved.
Suggestive gaming stamp of approval. That's for sure.
Wow, that's so crazy.
So you guys are gonna be throwing 50 series cards then? So I mean, you guys are ready for the 50 series.
Yeah, we've already got them.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They're in
oh, yeah.
stock.
You guys got to
They're
have
in
some kind of
stock right
insider
now.
training, right? I mean, you guys got to know already, right?
Officially, no.
Oh,
No, unfortunately, I don't have any technical details on that yet.
well, we're just gonna scrap that
when
whole
I
segment.
I thought when I glued that 30 to that 20, that counted.
You're right.
Technically,
You're right.
SLI's still a thing, right?
actually, that's a real
Yeah.
question I have. Is SLI still like
Dead.
it's a thing? But it's pretty much dead, right? It's
It's
like
we don't. Nobody really advertises it. It's done. It's done.
It's just
and
so
on the top tier
inefficient.
40 cards. It's because nobody's developing games for it.
oh, it's
Well,
right. You had to
and
wait for-
like, do modern cards even have the SLI?
A lot of them don't.
Okay.
I mean, I do work with a guy who's still rocking two 2080s in SLI. I mean, when he bought them, he was the king, but
Right.
But even
Was
then,
that was like the 20 series the last series where SLI was kind of a thing? I don't remember 30s.
Don't quote me, but I vaguely remember hearing that there were some 3000 series cards that had SLI. But
Were they SLI or were they just you can run them dual? Because I know that was a thing for a while too. Like you didn't actually need the SLI jumper; you could just run them dual.
Right. I'm conflating the two. I believe to the latter that you could run them in like a dual configuration. Don't quote me on that. I have to double check. I remember actually funny you mentioned that. I was looking at this a week or two ago. I think for the 4000 series, it's basically a moot point. And from a technical standpoint, it's a moot point. There are scenarios in which having two separate cards that are not, kind of working together are valid, right? If you're doing a production situation where you have like a quadro or something, or, you have two cards, there might be some value there depending on your workflow. We don't support that because we have a single GPU configuration, the ITX form factor.
Right.
You only have one.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to shove two of those in those cases.
Right.
So
I remember
what
I was really
what was SLI? SLI. I never
Oh,
heard
so
of it.
for the youngins out there,
Yeah.
SLI was essentially you could put two graphics cards, one in each PCI Express slot, and then there would be a kind of like a little jumper cable that you would put in between the two cards that would allow them to communicate as essentially one card with twice as much power.
they
just
had
to
the
put it in
header
lanes.
case on
In
the
theory.
opposite side of the PCIe
Oh, okay.
connection.
Right. So yeah, you'd put them each in the PCI and then have a jumper cable between the two.
Now,
And
Dominic, what the
You
issue,
should not double the performance.
right?
though.
The
No,
issue
it was
is
like
that it really
33%, I
depends.
think.
That's true. Yeah, it wasn't quite double.
It was really truly diminishing returns. And it got to the point where, okay, you know what? If you really need the firepower, wait for 2 years and get a card that's going to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Less power,
Yep.
probably cheaper.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like for how much it cost, it was not worth the performance gain, I don't
in my
think.
opinion. If you needed it, there was some genuine applications where it could make sense.
I remember I was really bored one weekend, and I had my 1060, and I threw in my old 670 into another PCIe slot, and I set that as my designated PhysX card because I wanted to squeeze as much performance out of Borderlands 2 as I could. That was fun.
I mean-
that was a fun day.
And I would be curious to see how that.
It really didn't help.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't think that really helps.
Because I could still
Now you've added
consistently
latency between two cards are communicating. I believe that's.
Well, no. So the 1060 was the video output. The NVIDIA control panel was relying on the 670
what you were doing.
just to
Just for
Okay.
just for physics.
PhysX.
Disregard what I just said. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I could still consistently crash
Yeah.
Borderlands 2 by producing enough particles. Doesn't
Fair
matter.
enough. To Henry's point though, like there is a case even these days, especially with like you said, video production, where like you can have two cards, one dedicated just to video rendering, say, and then another one dedicated to like certain kinds of encoding or upscaling or whatever you want to do. So like there is still proper uses for two graphics cards, but like just for gaming, like no, like you just get
It's done, and I think over time too, especially with the newer consoles. At the end of the day, game developers, because the PC, as amazing as the PC culture is, and as amazing as PC gaming is, the console gaming is still more popular. And so, from my point of view, you see developers ultimately they'll develop towards a console first because that's where the people are playing, right?
That's where the commoners are.
Sales.
Commoners.
And when you have, fortunately now the hardware is starting to get very similar, not necessarily in power, but more in architecture. So that helps us at the end of the day. But the Xbox and the PlayStation systems don't have 2 video cards, and that's a niche of a niche of the PC world, or I'm sorry, a niche of a niche of the gaming world. So there was just not incentive to develop it.
And half of there's a lot of other applications for that stuff, though. I mean, that is the designated role of whatever my previous generation graphics card is. It goes into hardware transcoding for my media server.
Yeah.
That is a designated role that I have. Whatever my last graphics card was, that's what it does. It does hardware transcoding.
That's your Plex.
That's my Plex. Yeah, my Plex gets whatever my last graphics card was, and it runs great.
Mine just goes to the whatever shitty tower I have sitting upstairs. That
works too.
One.
We have 2 games in the Byte bucket today. What do you guys say we pull one out?
Do it.
You guys ready?
Oh shit, guys, hold on.
Oh,
Holding on.
I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. A while back, he was asking me. He asked me, "What is it? A Mr. Bucket?"
Yeah, I think it's called.
Is that what it's called?
I think. Hold on,
I think that's what he's talking about. I think he's going to grab the Byte bucket. So we have a physical. No. That's Bucket Bot's the guy.
Oh, hey, that's the name. That's our guy.
Yeah, that's our guy.
The name of it was.
No, it's Mr. Bucket. I'm pretty sure it's just Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket? I think it's Mr. Bucket.
I don't know, but now we're waiting for Josh to go get this. Totally unplanned. Go ahead. What's up?
So I was going to say, I felt kind of bad about it. While we're waiting, there was a question that was asked to me way earlier about what the physical difference is between a regular keyboard and a mechanical keyboard. And I brushed it off with a joke, Dominic. And I apologize. I actually feel bad about that because it is an important question. So I'd like to take this opportunity to address that. So your dare I say, generic office grade keyboard, whatever, what that uses is there's a layer of kind of a rubber polymer, and underneath what's up, membrane technically, right? Yeah, it's a membrane.
Okay.
And so what it is underneath each key you have like a dome on this membrane. As I orient this towards the camera, and as you push it, what you're doing is you're just taking that convex dome and you're making it concave, and it closes a circuit. There's a pad on it and a PCB underneath it, and you just close that circuit.
So you got the rubber on the dome, and then you push the dome. You push the
you just collapse it.
I was making a really bad joke. We'll just ignore it.
It didn't land. I know where you're going.
You know.
We always do, Post. We always do.
So there's a material on the inside of it. You make a contact on the PCB that closes the circuit. With a mechanical keyboard, what it is, you actually have a physical housing containing these parts. There is a spring and there is a stem that rides on that spring, and that stem connects to the keycap. And these are open standards, by the way. Different companies make these switches. Different companies make the keycaps. These are standards that they use, and when you push down on it, you are pressing on a stem that is riding on a spring in a track. It is a metal spring, and when it moves down, it is closing 2 copper leaves together to close that circuit. And there are other elements they can add in to add a little bit of satisfying tactility to it, give you a little bit of physical feedback, or in some cases, like with that Kalebox Navy. Part of that stem hits a metal spring arm, which snaps up and creates a really satisfying click. What people might be more familiar with are like the cherry blue and the cherry green, which are Cherry's clickies. I'm not a big fan of Cherry switches personally.
I will never understand the names of these fucking things ever. I will never understand them.
Cherry is the manufacturer, and the colors tend to coincide with what the function of the switch is. But when looking at their design, I actually don't think they're very good clicky switches. But what I do think they do is they try to emulate the tactile feedback of the IBM, the Model M keyboard, which is a holy grail among keyboards.
So basically, I should get rid of this keyboard I have now and switch over.
I
Throw it out
right now.
I do think you should, but I mean, if you can, I'd get something that isn't, Cherry switches. Maybe make your own.
Oh,
I
Do it
didn't
yourself.
know that Cherry was the manufacturer. I always thought that
Yeah,
was just
yeah, I
some
believe
kind of
it- I believe it-
designation.
No, I
Like
believe
a-
it's
yeah,
a
like a
company
type.
Because you hear that all the time if you're just like a lame old
Layman?
gamer. Yeah,
I,
like me.
Very popular.
I believe they may have set the standards for a lot of the colors, and other companies follow them,
Yeah.
like Gateron.
Okay.
But I do
Yeah,
think
they
that
were-
I do think they're sitting on their reputation.
Yeah, they were popular early, and that did a lot for them.
Really
And
over.
and when you get any of the pre-builts from Corsair, for instance, Cooler Master, which was like my first pre-built keyboard, they're going to come with cherry switches. And that's what a lot of people are familiar with. They're like, oh, I got cherry reds, I got cherry blues, I got cherry browns. And there's a whole lot more out there, and honestly, they're better. They're so much better. And
Well-
it's
I know there are because I was playing with your button board, and I had a lot of fun pushing your buttons. And
I know,
I've learned
I know.
that there are
I had
so
fun
many better.
I had fun having my buttons pushed.
Good. I'm so glad. You had a lot of people pushing your buttons. Josh.
Yeah.
Pull out the bite bucket. Pull them out. All right.
look at him.
So here's
Have you
our
let
here's
the
our new
intrusive thoughts win yet?
Yes. So Post, we have to figure out a way that I can 3D print balls that he can spit out of his mouth, and that's a game. Like whatever he spits out of his mouth, we do.
Okay, that's fine. I could that could work.
But for any of you who don't know, this is Mr. Bucket. He
Mr.
pops his
Bucket.
balls out your mouth or out his
Mouth. Yeah, he
Yes,
pops your balls out of his
so-
mouth.
Oh my.
Yes.
So do you
Your
want to?
balls.
Would you like to pull out a bite real quick, and then I could.
All right,
read
let
it?
me do that. Yeah, hold on. All right, here it is. I've pulled it out. Here, I'm gonna hand it to you.
Henry, what the hell have you got me into here?
Oh, thank you,
Do
Post.
it to me. I was gonna-
All right, we're gonna be playing Ram Test. Ram Test is the name of the game and how you play Ram Test. So basically, you're gonna have to name 5 things in 15 seconds with the topic that I give you. Okay. So something that I've decided long ago is that the guest who has the most points at the end of the year is going to win a prize. Just so you guys know. So you guys are actually technically together, so you have an opportunity to win extra points. Okay.
Thanks, Brian.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get my phone ready. Dominic is going to go first.
Got this.
Oh boy.
No mercy.
So I have
No.
2 rounds of each for you guys. Let me just. Oh my God. I did not write clock. I forgot the L.
Oh, you say you forgot. I think that was intentional.
What's on my mind?
Surely
Okay.
he forgot.
All right. So you're going to have 15 seconds, Dom.
Yay.
All right. And everybody has 2 subjects. Dom, your first subject, as soon as I'm done talking, you need to name 5 types of nuts.
Almonds, walnuts, hazelnut, peanuts, pecans.
There we go. That counts. You're good. You got 5.
Okay.
I would
job.
have not been able to get that.
Do you know what's
Good
funny?
I got that.
That was good. That was good.
Peanuts actually not.
Yeah.
Ca-
Are they
yeah.
legume?
Yeah. I would consider it a nut in this
Legume,
instance.
I would,
Nuts are
yeah.
legume.
Wait, aren't legumes beans?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would
I'm
consider
Sorry,
it
I
a nut in
I
this
should have
instance.
done that.
For this I am considering it a nut. All right, next
Okay.
on the list is going to be Josh. Are you ready,
Don't worry,
sir?
Dom, I'm gonna tear him down too.
No, I'm not ready. But I'm gonna do it anyway.
I'm starting you guys off with softballs, okay? Josh, you need to name in 15 seconds 5 candy bars.
Snickers, Twix, 100 grand, Mr. Almond, Hershey bar.
Sure. What is a Mr. Almond?
You've never seen Mr. Almond?
Really?
Does he
Mr.
live with
Almond.
Mr. Bucket?
It's a thing, right? Yeah, it's a thing.
That's a thing. Yeah.
Controversial take.
Oh,
Twix.
it's Almond Grand. I'm a fucking idiot.
Twix is a biscuit, not a candy bar.
Well, you know what? I was wrong on Mr. Almond anyway.
So
Wait, were you thinking like Almond Joy?
Almond Joy. That was it.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, he was. I am going to give
Move
you a
along.
4, Josh. Josh has points to
fine.
give away. It's fine. Josh
yeah,
is
dude,
leading the pack by
Yeah.
a lot. All right,
I
Bryan.
win everything. I'm fine with this.
Like I said, I'm starting everybody off with softballs.
I was thinking Mr. Goodbar. Fuck, I'm an idiot.
oh yeah.
All right, Bryan. You have 15 seconds to name 5 different types of keyboard switches.
Kale box navy, cherry red, cherry blue, cherry brown, cherry novel keys cream.
All right, I'll give it to you.
Kale box.
All right.
That wasn't even a softball. He just kind of.
This game is rigged.
Hey, hey. He only had 5 seconds left. So, like, if he would have stuttered or something, it could have cost him.
If he would, if he didn't get 8 more of them in that 5 seconds, who would have known what would have happened?
Something spicy could have happened.
All right. And now it's Henry. Henry, unfortunately, you get all the hard ones.
Oh no!
Ooh, all right.
It's the perks of coming on a second time. All right. For your first one, Henry, you have 15 seconds to name 5 color names from your powder coat supplier.
Oh boy, that's a large amount.
And your time's going.
Oh god. Okay. We have steel blue. We have an olive green. We have a slate gray. We have a blizzard white, and then we have a midnight black.
Time's up.
You got him.
Oh, we gonna go for
right,
it?
right
We're
there
gonna
on
give
the
it to him?
wire.
We're going to give it to him?
Yeah.
All right.
I give it to him. Yeah.
Excellent.
Nicely done.
All right.
Hey, you almost gave me Mr. Almond, and I made that up.
I know. I was gonna look it up. I was gonna look it up too because I didn't fucking believe you.
I even thought it was real. I thought.
Dom was like, "You've never heard of that, you idiot?"
I think Almond
Did
Joy.
he really? Was he really trying to give me shit?
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, of course that exists."
I was like, that makes sense.
No, you're fired, bro.
It's a thing, right? Yeah, it's a thing.
That's a thing. Yeah.
Controversial take.
Oh,
Twix.
it's Almond Grand. I'm a fucking idiot.
What
All
the
right,
hell is
Tom.
this? You call this an almond? No, sir. We call it Mr. Almond.
Mr. Almond.
Mr. Almond.
Now all I'm thinking of Mr. Peanut, but like as an almond instead of a peanut. Anyways,
Yeah.
Dom, you have 15 seconds to name
All right.
5 different kinds of traffic signs.
Yield, stop sign. Ooh, construction sign.
I'll give it.
Right turn sign. No U-turn sign.
Right turn sign.
Or is
No,
it
I'm gonna
merge?
give you
It's
4.
merge
I'm
too.
giving you 4. I'm giving you
yeah.
4.
I was talking about like the
Well, it's
No.
it's a no turn on
Yeah,
right.
no
turn.
turn on
Oh, it is
right.
no
No
turn.
turn on
No turn
red
on
or
right.
something. No. All right, Josh. For you,
That was a dumb question, by the way. Like, how do you go with 5
That's my-
traffic signs?
that could.
well, I was
subject-
thinking, no U-turns, no left turn, things
He got
like that.
no U-turn. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough to make it difficult. I almost said
He doesn't even have a
difficult.
driver's license. He's like 14 years
Yes,
old.
he does. He does. All right, Josh.
Yeah.
Your question. You have 15 seconds to name 5 YouTube channels that have plagiarized you. I'm just kidding. That is not an actual thing.
Oh, I was gonna say I could do it.
I want you to know that I was giggling to myself when I wrote that down.
I could do it
Dude,
too.
I almost got salty. It reminded me of like the Mario thing with me and Josh, like giving him all the easy ones.
Yeah. No. This one should still be somewhat easy though. Josh, you have 15 seconds to name 5 female wrestlers from the WWF Attitude Era, and go.
Ivory, Jacqueline, Lita, Trish, and Molly Holly.
All right.
Oh my
That was
goodness.
pretty fucking easy.
That was
pretty
really
fucking
easy for me. That
That
was
was
really
good-
easy for me.
That was really.
I don't know why I said Yita, like you're throwing
Yeah,
her. Like
Yita. Yeet. Oh man. All right. Man, I made these too easy. I should have made these 10 seconds. All right, Bryan.
Was Lita WWF?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep, that was Attitude. Yeah,
She was with,
that
she was with the Hardy
she was
Boys.
the Hardy Boys. Yeah.
Edge 2 at one point, right?
All right, Brian.
Yes. Yeah.
Brian, you have fifth. This is probably really dumb, but you need to name 5 different types of ammunition. Go.
Armor piercing, hollow point, frangible, incendiary, tracer, anti armor.
Well, that's 5. Yeah. I mean,
All right.
Yeah, that works.
That works.
I mean, do you want me to go down calibers? I can go down calibers.
So when
I think you could've been
as
Calibers.
someone who
Reading
doesn't
them
know
out.
shit about guns, I was thinking caliber.
Yeah.
So
All right,
I
9
didn't
millimeter,
specify. So,
760 by 39, 30-06, 556,
Also,
300
also
black.
I'm offended that post is like, let me ask you a question about something I know nothing about, and I can't even judge these answers. You could have made anything up.
yeah, you could have.
Yeah, 552 Quincy.
Underwater shot.
So that's what I should have did. I was thinking of the gauges or the
Calibers, yeah.
calibers. So, all right, Henry. You have 15 seconds to name 5 city building strategy games and no sequels. Go.
Oh, okay. City Skylines. Oh man, I'm already out. Sim City. You said no sequels. Okay, shoot. Does Civilization count? Wait,
Yes.
fine. Civilization Europa. We're gonna count
Civilization
those.
counts,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, and then Banished.
There you go. Perfect. 1 second to go.
Ooh, nice.
Excellent. Cool. Awesome. Good job, guys. Good job. That is
What a game.
that
was
was
good.
Ram Test. That was Ram Test.
By the way, I hate that
sweating a
game.
little
That is my least favorite game that we do.
It is a very stress-inducing game, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it triggers my anxiety hardcore.
Someone, what was it? Cliff made me fucking try and do geography like on the spot, and I don't know geography
That was
at all.
funny.
Like I couldn't find my way out of a paper bag, and it was bad. So that was Ram Test. Thanks for playing, guys.
Everybody did well except for me and Dom.
I did great.
I was gonna say I also did not do good because I didn't know the answers to one of my prompts. So
That's true. That's true. You got to do more research before you ask these questions, buddy.
Let's be honest, I could have made up keyboard switches too.
That's true. Yeah,
That's
you could have been
also
like,
true.
yeah.
So there's a race car outside my house.
what kind of car is it?
Loud exhaust.
Yeah,
pipe.
I don't
15
know- I don't
seconds
know
to name
what's
5 types of race
People
cars.
driving,
Probably a Honda
people
Civic.
driving recklessly in Milwaukee? What?
Oh god.
I don't believe you. Hey, have you guys been seeing any movies lately?
Yeah.
Have you?
Not me.
No? Have you guys seen the new Mario movie yet?
I have.
Josh, you haven't seen the Mario? Yeah, I guess it's a little different. I have kids.
So, and this is going to be a point of contention, I'm sure, moving forward on Bucket Bytes. I don't watch movies. I'm horrible at it. So,
Like you're talking
So-
like newer movies, just like if it's
just
something that
in
piques your
general,
interest.
like I don't watch movies. So it's like whenever movie discussion comes up on anything that I'm on, I'm just like, all right, well, go ahead, guys, because I don't know, I don't watch movies.
Really, I'm actually
Yeah.
really surprised by that.
Yeah, it's not like a thing. It's just I don't have time.
No,
Yeah.
I get you. Well, Dom wanted to talk about Mario.
Yes, I'd love to hear about it.
Send it.
Oh, great.
What do you got, Dom?
Hold on. So, Mario movie, the Super Mario movie, just dethroned Frozen 2 as the biggest global animated movie opening of all time,
Holy cow.
which is massive, I think, because Frozen 2 was up there for a good minute or two.
Well, I was going to say anybody beating Disney is pretty huge.
Yeah,
like
anything
for an
beating Disney
animated
World.
opening. Yeah.
Pretty nuts. So, yeah,
That's
I think the
Illumination.
Global
I think that
Network,
did that, right?
Cool.
I
don't
love
remember
how I love how Josh is like, I don't watch movies, but he still fucking knows everything about them. Like,
Well, I know pop culture, but I don't watch movies.
Okay.
All right. I read the news.
Okay.
All right. I'm informed. Jesus.
Have you you Dark Fusion boys? Have you guys seen the movie yet, or plan to at all?
No.
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 I
Is
want to.
You do,
Oh,
Brian.
it's
You
a
sounds
fun
like you
watch.
don't want to like at all.
I don't really care.
Not even
No.
like VOD. You're not going to watch it?
No.
Wow. All right. I might try to check it out at home, but I don't think I'm
Yeah.
going to see it in theater.
Yeah, I think it was a $204 million debut.
Holy cow.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
crazy like that. And
Was that the weekend?
Hot damn.
Yeah.
I don't.
Or was
I
that
don't know what?
was that
Day
day one or
opening
weekend?
week.
Oh, opening. It might be opening week.
I'm guessing it's opening
Might
weekend.
be opening week.
Yeah, no,
But yeah,
I took the
that's
kids.
Huge.
It was good. It was a good time actually. I went in expecting not good, and I came out happy. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, all the visuals were very beautiful. The music was very well done. I won't spoil anything, of course, but like it's just a fantastic watch.
Yeah,
I just can't get over the fact. I feel like Chris Pratt is such a weird casting. for
I
that.
thought I
do
was gonna
bad,
hate
actually.
it. I thought I was gonna hate it. I didn't mind it.
It was weird at first because at first he wasn't doing a voice, but he does end up doing a little accent, and it sounds pretty
Well,
solid.
Yeah, so
Not the
they
worst
have an explanation as to why he doesn't talk like Mario the whole time. That's kind of like the first thing they
They said he
established
sounded
in
like
the
Tony
beginning of the movie.
Soprano.
Yeah, it honestly it was fine. I didn't mind it. I will say that Jack Black. Let me back up. Chris Pratt, I felt was not part of that movie as much. Nearly like Mario, you'd think be the main character of that movie. I feel like he was not. It was hands down Jack Black as Bowser, 100%.
His performance is always S tier.
Yeah, it was pretty
Jack
good.
Black's
He's
doing a lot
always
of good
doing
work
it.
lately.
Josh doesn't agree with that. I love Jack Black. I'm biased.
I don't know. I love Jack Black. Don't get me wrong. Like Tenacious D is one of my favorite things of all time. The TV show, the movie, all of their albums. Like I love
There was a
Tenacious
TV
D,
show?
but yeah, it was on HBO. But like I don't get like your generation's love for Jack Black. It's almost like my generation's love for Danny DeVito. It's like you've never actually seen anything Danny DeVito did except for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but you love him because he's that quirky, fat, short guy.
I'm the trash man.
You mean the Penguin from Batman?
But most kids, even my age, will not even bring up the Penguin as a Danny DeVito role. Like I'm like, that's the guy from Taxi, and I'm not being like, boomer here, but that's how I feel. And like when you're like every time Jack Black's around, it's S tier. I'm like, well, did you even see Envy with Ben Stiller? Because oof, like
Well, he's in Mars Attacks.
My earliest Jack Black experience was Nacho Libre, and that's like in 2006.
yeah,
That was my first
that's
Jack Black.
earliest. Come on
Earliest,
now,
yeah.
Nacho
come on,
Libre.
and that
that's
movie's
tier.
terrible.
It's a classic.
Nacho Libre.
Yeah, Nacho Libre is S tier.
I didn't mind that movie. It's one of those.
And now
I didn't
he's-
mind
that was
it, but
fun.
I'm not like,
Yeah.
oh man, Jack Black and Nacho Libre deserves an Oscar.
No. And now
He
he's
also
in
has
Star
Kung
Wars.
Fu Panda.
Wait, he's in Star Wars. Yeah, that's
He is
right.
in Star Wars. He is in
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, latest
Wait,
episode of Mando.
Fill me in. Was he really? See, I haven't been watching
Yeah,
it.
he was. He was with Lizzo.
Well,
Not, not latest. That was the one before.
I
Yeah.
haven't been watching either.
Yeah, Jack Black and Lizzo
Yeah.
are in Star Wars,
And Christopher Lloyd.
and Christopher Lloyd.
Has he showed up yet?
Okay.
Who?
Christopher.
Yes. Yeah, I
He was
saw
on the
that.
same episode as Jack Black.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, ILM posted a really touching Facebook post about how they've been working with him since Back to the Future, and just like all of the movies that Industrial Light and Magic has been doing with Christopher Lloyd. It was actually really nice.
See,
That is
I
cool.
saw
Like
that.
it's insane that this is the first time they got him. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just saying I saw that he was in it. I didn't see him actually in the show. But it's weird that I saw that Christopher Lloyd.
He was the main
How did
bad
you-
guy.
how did you miss
Spoilers.
I
Yeah,
didn't
he
watch
was.
the
He was
show.
a
I didn't
very
watch the show.
important. Oh,
I didn't
Oh.
watch the show, but I saw that he was in the show. But I did not see that Jack Black or anybody else was in it. So that's why I'm just
Yeah, it
kind
was
of surprised.
Jack Black and
That was
Lizzo.
spoiled
As
to me.
yeah. Jack Black and Lizzo were the
Listen,
kind of focal points of the episode.
okay.
That was spoiled. to
It's
me,
about
so-
damn time you watched that episode post.
I have to watch the entire season. I haven't watched it yet.
Dude, I've been
But I'm
slacking actually because I haven't enjoyed it too much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dom, what else do you got on the movie front?
About the Super Mario movie?
No,
Or just in general.
Oh,
or
just
I
in
don't know,
general.
maybe Shazam 2 sabotaged by the Rock or
yeah,
something.
This kid's got to
Shazam.
work on his
Yeah.
segues.
I'm sorry, you put me on. I'm sorry, I'm not used to this shit.
You're fine, dude.
Shazam 2. All right, so Shazam 2 was a fucking failure.
Was
I don't know
it?
if anyone. Yeah, Shazam 2.
Yeah,
did awful.
it went to HBO Max like immediately.
Oh. And I'm a DC nerd. I love Shazam.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
I loved the first movie. I'm really disappointed that second movie didn't.
It didn't perform.
Yeah.
I can't speak for its quality, but in terms of box office, it did.
Does
not.
anybody know if it was actually good?
I've seen
I
it.
didn't.
It was
I didn't
solid.
watch it.
I think it was a little generic, but it was solid still.
Okay.
How does it compare to
Wasn't
the
like-
first Dom?
First one, I barely remember the first one, honestly.
Okay.
So
Fair
I
enough.
can say nothing. So the thing I know about Shazam 2 is that Zachary Levi was blaming like the marketing team and kind of hinted at Dwayne Johnson being an issue on his Instagram story at one point because Dwayne Johnson in Black Adam vetoed a scene with Zachary Levi in it. So he was supposed to be like a cameo in Black Adam to probably like connect those universes together. And Dwayne Johnson said, "Fuck that." And
Yeah, he wanted
got rid
Superman,
of it.
right?
You wanted Superman, which he did get, and that's not happening anymore.
Right. Well,
So
I don't believe any of this because Zachary Levi is a massive piece of shit. So I don't believe any of this. And Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is a bit of an egomaniac, and I would possibly believe that he wanted Superman in his movie versus massive piece of shit Zachary Levi. But I don't know. I don't fault Shazam 2 failing on The Rock, who had nothing to do with anything.
in the video Zachary Levi had, he mostly like suggested that it was the marketing team. I think he vocally said the marketing team was the problem, wasn't marketed enough. And he tried to say it was like a perfect family movie.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with him denouncing vaccines a week before the film came out. Had nothing to do with that, maybe.
I didn't even know about that part.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that
exactly.
either.
He's a mass piece of shit. Like, and then now he's just like, oh, the marketing team sucked. It's like, no, you went on Twitter and were a fucking idiot a week before the film came out, and nobody wanted to associate you with it. Like, what do you expect? Now he's like, oh, it was The Rock's fault.
And he was like, a lot of the
Drop the
fans
people's
wanted to be in
elbow
it.
on my. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think like right after the movie, he came out saying stuff like it was a massive failure, marketing team, blah 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 blah. You know, just big sad DCL, but it's not unusual.
It's true that DC film industry does not do well, and I'm hoping James Gunn turns it around.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
that's-
I can't anymore with DC. Well, DC. I can't do Marvel. I can't do DC. I can't do any of it anymore. I feel like I'm done with it.
For like Marvel movies,
everything.
The superhero
Guardians-
fatigue, man.
I have
Yeah.
superhero fatigue. I've had superhero fatigue for the last like 3-4 years.
A lot of people have. It's catching on now.
I
I'm
can't
waiting
handle
for
it.
Guardians of the Galaxy to like break me free from it. 'Cause
Well,
not
that's
really
James
like
Gunn.
superhero.
It's James Gunn again.
Brian, did you ever get involved in like the Marvel DC stuff? What do you mean? Like, did you ever like start? Like, did you ever dive into the rabbit hole that is like the other comic book side? Like,
I've
liked
taken
it. But
I've taken in a decent share of like some of the more iconic DC arcs. I mean, I devour anything DC that's animated.
Okay,
Because every DC fan knows that's where the good shit is.
Yeah.
Yes, 110%.
Interesting.
The movies, the TV shows, they crush it.
Yep. Until they started trying to connect it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just trying to make it up with what Marvel
Maybe when they
does.
tried to wrap it
Marvel
up,
Cinematic
it started to
Universe.
stuff
Well,
in.
no, because the DC animated movies were great when they were standalone, but they at one point tried to make it like a connected DC animated universe. I don't remember when exactly that was, but it started to feel a little bit pigeonholed because they were trying to connect all these things together. They moved away from that with Killing Joke, but Killing Joke was also kind of horrible.
Well, Killing Joke was its own standalone. It wasn't part of the DC.
That's what I mean. They stepped away from the connected
they still
universe
did the
stuff with
independent
Killing
ones.
Joke,
Gotcha.
but Killing Joke was bad. So it's hard to point to that as like a shining example. But like those early DC animated universe or whatever you want to say, DC animated films, like those were fantastic
Flashpoint,
standalone. Yep, Flashpoint was great.
Batman versus Robin. Yeah, it's
Even the Batman Year One was great.
Ooh,
Long Halloween was great.
Long Halloween. What a great adaptation.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2.
Yes.
The gold
Great.
standard of adaptations.
Yes. So yeah, I'm all for DC's animated stuff for the most part. But yeah, It's like, I don't know, like, and DC is great. Like the Batman is really good too, with Robert Pattinson. Like DC is, and the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Like DC is great when they do standalone shit, but when they start to try to emulate the Marvel cinematic universe thing, they can't do that. And they're trying to with James Gunn now, and we'll see how that works. But even James Gunn's Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, like that kind of exists in kind of its own thing. And it works because
Suicide Squad was
standalone.
great. Peacemaker was fun as hell.
Peacemaker was amazing.
I want to watch that still.
You got to watch it. You got to watch it. It's amazing.
Fight me. Best opening sequence to a TV show. Best title sequence.
I never skipped it. Never skipped it.
Nobody skipped it.
Nope.
Ever.
Those are big words.
Wait, what
Nobody
is that? What is
skipped it, Henry.
Okay, I've never seen it.
As a loser like myself, where is that? Where is Peacemaker? Is it HBO or is it
I think it's on Hobo Max.
On Hobo?
I'm sorry, it's not going to be Hobo Max anymore. Now it's just Max. I don't know if you guys got the email, but it will no longer be HBO Max. It is now just Max.
Yeah, I saw that. That's there's a lot of stuff like that was announced this last weekend, like with even like freaking Disney, not Disney, Star Wars stuff. Anyways,
people ask me what streaming platform things are on. I tell them I don't know. I'm good with computers.
Yeah, I say go to Apple TV and search for it, and it'll tell you where to go. I don't know.
On the thought of DC movies as well, I thought Black Adam. I don't know if anyone's seen Black Adam. I thought that was a solid movie, but I heard it failed as well in the box office.
I literally just watched that 2 days ago for the first time.
Oh, did you enjoy it?
No. I was really sad. I was talking to my roommate. I love Black Adam as a character. He's one of my favorite DC characters, and I hated that movie so much.
Can I ask, is there any, I'm just trying to think and I can't think of one. Is there any movie with that stars The Rock that anyone has really ever liked?
Fast and the Furious.
I haven't liked him.
Moana is a great example.
I like Jumanji.
Okay.
Jumanji, yeah,
Jumanji.
Dude, he's had many critical hits.
I like that.
There's got to be something.
I guess Jumanji wasn't terrible. I was just really trying to think where like he was a front man, and
he was really good in Get Smart, but he wasn't a front man.
Yeah, he's good. I like Get Smart.
He has old movies too. They're pretty solid when he had hair.
Yeah, Get Smart was one of them.
Am I allowed to say I like the Scorpion King for every scene that The Rock isn't in?
Scorpion King.
All I think of is the Mummy. All I think of is the Mummy where he's CGI.
Well, that was Mummy Returns.
Or Mummy Returns. Sorry. Yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry. I was just trying to think of
one. He's been in stuff that was critically acclaimed. There was that one Disney movie that he was in.
Yeah.
Moana.
No, not Moana. It was a live action one. It was like Journey to the Center of the Earth.
I think something like that. I know he owns
it's
a
the one.
small boat.
Okay, I'd never seen that movie, so that's why.
I think that's what it was called.
I don't know. It's
Something
just
like
something
that,
I was thinking about when you guys were talking about.
But Fast,
Black Adam.
Hobbs and Shaw, people like that.
Yeah.
For what it was.
I never saw it.
Good Guy, wasn't he in Good Guys or Other Guys? What was it?
I don't know.
The other guy.
The other guys?
I'm not familiar with it.
That?
Yeah, wasn't he with Sam Jackson? Yeah.
He was in a movie with Sam Jackson. I did not even know that either.
Yeah,
well,
it was
the
other guys. It was Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
They're only in the first 15 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of a punchline in that movie, but still.
Right. I guess. Before we move on to our game of the month, I've been talking with Henry the last couple days, and I wanted to kind of announce something kind of fun. Henry and I have been talking a little bit off and on, and we Bucket Bytes and DarkFusion Systems are officially partners.
Shit!
We are. I was gonna say in bed together, but that doesn't make sense. But you know what I mean.
That's good.
So yeah, I'm really excited to see what we can come from that. We have to nail down kind of the specifics on it, but I was kind of thinking, hey, what if it was like maybe a DarkFusion Systems presents Bucket Bytes Game of the Month? Who knows? I like the ring of it though.
Oh, I love the ring of it. I love the ring of it.
Yeah, so we'll see. We got to work out the nitty gritty. But I just figured I wanted to announce that during the show. We talked on the phone. I think what was that, Thursday, Henry?
Yeah.
and that was a really good conversation.
I'm excited.
So I'm really excited to work together and push forward together. So I just wanted to get that kind of announcement out of the way before we go to the Bucket Bytes Game of the Month. It's not the DarkFusion Systems presents Bucket Bytes Game of the Month. Not yet. But so I don't know if you guys know this, but we do the Game of the Month. We do. Last month we had a game called Signalis, which have you guys ever heard of that game before?
You?
No. It's a really cool kind of like 2.5D kind of pixel art anime style action horror game.
The best way I can describe it is it's a top-down retro art Resident Evil.
Sure.
Okay.
But it feels really Silent Hill to me.
Nah.
At least. To me, it does.
I don't think so.
It's
definitely Resident Evil more than Silent Hill.
Yeah. Fair enough. Agree to disagree. But
Post is wrong.
Wouldn't be the first time either. But so yeah, we gave away a copy of that was given away to Milena. Why? What are you shaking your head?
Melina.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I said Milena, but it's Melina. And so basically for this Game of the Month segment, we give away a copy of the game either last month that game or the next month's game or a Bucket Bytes t-shirt. They went ahead and chose the Bucket Bytes t-shirt, which is going to be going out this week. So I'm really excited for them. Which means now that we're in a new month, we have a new Game of the Month. And that game is
the Game of the Month for this month is selected by yours truly. It is called a game called Backbone. Backbone it shares a story of a private detective raccoon named Howard. And he just so happens to be a raccoon in Vancouver, Canada, dystopian Vancouver, Canada. And it's inhabited by talking animals. Desperate for a case, Howard takes a job for a lady that's hiring a private detective, and his job is to find this lady's husband. Once he finds the husband, he enters into a whole nother case that he shouldn't have fallen into. So it is a noir type of, detective game. It's pixel art. I should have mentioned that.
Yeah,
too.
we got another pixel art game. It's kind of a side scroller a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
it's point and click.
Cool.
Point and click. Yeah. It's
yeah,
like a weird sci-fi post-Soviet aesthetics type of thing, and like modern political regimens, whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
it's very pretty too.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent. I played a little bit of it per Dom's recommendation about a year ago, actually.
So I'm going to step in here. I actually kickstarted this game on NBD. I helped kickstart. But there is a free prologue on Steam. So even if you're, just semi-interested in checking out the full game, the prologue is completely free. So go check that out, download it, and see if you're interested. And then you can go on to the main game.
Is that what just came back? There was something that released for Backbone back in February. That was the prelude, which is kind of even before.
Yes.
Yeah, that's before the prologue.
I think it's about Calistera. I can't say her name. Calistera?
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So no, I don't know. So and again, I helped kickstart. I never actually played it. I've been meaning to find a time to get into it, but point being is yes, there is a free prelude on Steam for the original game. There's the original game, and then there's a prequel.
Yep. I'm looking forward to playing it. So what I'm trying to do for every game of the month, just so you guys know, and it's also where I announce the winners for the contest, is I kind of like put my thoughts into video format, kind of almost like a video essay type thing with a review, just not with scores or anything like that. That's on our YouTube channel.
Still my job. Yeah.
It's not the same. You do a much better job at what you do. So,
goes without saying. I mean,
yeah. Okay. Keep flexing the YouTube, thing in the background. But what we would like for everybody to do is, if you're interested in playing the game or if you already own it, it was on Game Pass at one point. It's no longer.
Yeah.
But if you play along with us throughout the month, like we'll kind of talk about it a little bit in future episodes. It'd be just, you know, kind of like a book club, you know, but with video games instead, kind of, if that makes sense. I don't know how much time you guys have to play games, Henry or Bryan.
So the game in total is like 4 hours long, not that long.
Yeah.
And you could do it in one sitting if you wanted, but you know, taking breaks is nice.
Yep.
And it'll immerse you into that world very well, I think. It'll really make you feel like you're there because as a character, Howard doesn't feel like important to the world. And that's something a game hasn't done for me before.
That's how I feel every day.
You feel so little in this massive world. It kind of immerses you in.
It's actually interesting. That's like an interesting aspect of gaming. Of usually you feel like the center of the universe, like the story is revolving around you. So it's actually kind of cool.
Howard's walking into this story. He's not really a part of it and he shouldn't be. And it feels like that throughout the entire game. Like Howard feels so insignificant because of who he is.
A raccoon.
Yeah, a raccoon. And there's hierarchies, you know, gorillas are really smart and stuff. And it's a whole ball game in there.
Yeah, so
highly recommend it.
Oh, you highly recommend it? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Dom. So if you guys are watching us live, you can do !GOTM. It's going to take you to a giveaway to enter either this game, next month's game, or a t-shirt. Again, kind of same deal. And also I'm going to give away our first secret code. In that giveaway, there's a secret code section. So if you go into the first secret code on the giveaway, the word is the best, which is kind of a throwback to something for me and Josh back in the day. But it is THEBAEST is the first secret code word. The best. Back when we were making machinimas. Me and Jop.
You guys remember Machinima on YouTube?
I do.
You want to spell it out one more time?
Gears of Halo Theft Auto 5.
Wait, what?
That's my favorite machinima.
Yeah.
What was it?
I remember that.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Gears of Halo Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, dude.
Early YouTube. Not early, actually.
Dude, no, we were Post and I were early YouTube. We were on Machinima.
Mm-hmm. Thrown Out, baby. One of the best
the best Fallout Machinima ever made. AKA
that
the only one.
Finished. No, there was the Lone Wanderer and some other shit.
That was live action though.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought
that was like a live action thing they made in the style of Fallout.
Oh. Shows what I remember. I remember. Anyways, secret code word.
You had to be there. You had to be there, Dom. You're too young.
Yeah. No, he didn't want to. We used to. I was gonna say I actually showed him on like when I would be streaming on Twitch every once in a while. We'd be like late night streaming and like I'd be like, hey, I wonder if I can find Thrown Out anywhere. And we watched it before. It's
like an old man showing a kid his like old toys.
Oh yes. Yes. Anyways, so
Post is like, come on, Dom, I'll give you some candy and we'll watch Machinima.
I'm gonna watch this old Machinima in Russian dub.
we did. Someone dubbed it in Russian, and then it had the. Anyways.
Back in my day, we were making Machinimas.
So, you guys, we kind of started out the show talking about the keyboards, all the different, the very passionate kind of display that you had about your keyboards and your personal build. But you guys are working on that.
Well, not that specific design.
Not the specific one. This was a demo unit we brought to MGC to kind of as a proof of concept gauge interest. But
yeah, so we didn't see this before yet on the show, but so this thing is like when you pick this thing up, it's really fucking nice. Like it's machined aluminum. You said you're going to be going with a different. I thought you said a different.
Yeah, we're
material.
gonna. And Bryan actually can test this too. But we are going to be doing a little different manufacturing process. Mm-hmm. So this keyboard, it's a demo unit of what is possible. It is not the style necessarily that we're going to be doing.
It's not the layout we're going to be starting.
It's not even the layout we're going to be starting with.
This is admittedly my influence. I'm a big fan of the 1800 layout personally.
And that'll probably be the next form factor, I think, if you think that's the right move.
I think it's an underutilized form factor that I think gamers could really embrace. But
What
we're
does
going
that
to start
mean?
with the 10 keyless.
As an idiot like myself,
That's
what does
okay.
that mean?
So here, you know what? Let's show you. So this is what's called TKL or 10 keyless. This is my dirty
Okay,
keyboard. I
I've heard of this
apologize.
before.
So as you can see, there's no number pad.
Yep.
But then swap this guy in. This is my personal.
So this does not have a nav cluster
Okay.
because I don't use insert, delete, page up, page down, home, end, pause. Most
Why not?
people don't.
I do.
I mean, home and end are important.
Yeah,
I
totally.
use page up and down all the time.
All right, so I mean,
At work.
okay, so
then,
Anyway.
so
then you
hold
really want- yeah.
hold function and press up or press down on the arrow keys.
But this is the fun part about keyboards, that there's going to be a form factor for everyone, and there's functionality for just about everyone. And it really becomes, it does become a game of what do you need, how do you want it to look.
Wait,
That's-
Brian, can you show that one again?
Yeah, totally. It's the same as my It's almost the same layout
Okay.
as the personal one I showed earlier, except this one has the F row.
Yeah, my only issue is when you said there was no, insert home page up, that section was you still have the arrow keys, which are far more important.
Correct. On my personal build, I use function arrow up, arrow down as volume control, but you could easily use those for page up, page down. That's the cool thing about these keyboards, and we didn't actually touch on that earlier, is that we're going to be relying on the community firmware language GMK.
Yeah.
And
GMK.
possibly VIA as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
go into that. Is that a
That's a fairly technical topic. I mean, I could talk forever about it.
well, not just in terms of technicality, but in terms of consumerism. Like, how would one use that for, like you said, using the up and down arrows as volume versus page up, page down? Is that an easy configuration switch in software?
So, as DarkFusion, we're going to make sure that's not necessary. We're going to have a firmware image that I prepare that we flash to the keyboards before delivery.
So that's on hardware.
It is on hardware. However, we are committed to also sharing public resources on how to do it yourself. So if you want to make modifications to it, it's a really powerful firmware language and allows you to do quite a bit. The guy who got me into keyboards, I mean, like I said, he was a sysadmin. On the firmware that he cooked onto his keyboards, he had passwords baked into key combinations on his keyboards. He would hit 4 keys in sequence and it would, out his, Active Directory.
Macro it out.
Yeah, I was going to say a macro.
Sure. That's a,
Yeah, except the password is literally baked into the firmware of the keyboard. It's really cool stuff.
He probably
the sysadmin loved it, but the cybersecurity did not.
I mean, nobody touched the keyboard.
But point being is kind of what I want to get into is that's not necessarily something an end user, if they go to you guys and say, I want a keyboard that does this, that's not something they would have to configure themselves. That's baked into the hardware. You guys can provide that as this keyboard is going to operate this way. We can make it work this way for you guys. You can configure it later if you want to, but we can make it work this way. You don't have to install a software. It's in the firmware of the keyboard.
Right, the Bryans of the world, you give you the option, right?
Yeah,
do you want the baked version that's it's actually set up by Bryan or the team, or do you want it? Have at it, right?
And there is a massive community out there that knows more about it than I do.
Sure.
Man, you're making me feel real fucking dumb.
Yeah, because that's what I always think about is what about the posts of the world who don't know all of these things and I just want to buy a keyboard that has a home and end key, and it might not, but you guys can give me the function up, function down, and it'll do that. I don't necessarily have to worry about that myself, but I know it'll work that way. And once it's configured, I don't have to worry about it, right?
That's true.
And some people ask me, like, what do you do without a delete key? And I tell them, honestly, you get really used to hitting function backspace as like one quick motion. You get used to it really quickly.
And mind you, too, the form factor we're going with is basically this style, which is TKL, and that has your delete key.
Correct. Yeah. I don't want to mislead you. This is the form factor that we are starting with.
Not this thin, because we actually we wanted more travel, but I'm a big fan of this keyboard. I use it every
That's
day.
mechanical too.
Yes, it is. But it's this kind of layout. So you're going to have your print screen, your screen lock, your pause, your insert home, page up, page down, delete end, arrow keys, your function row. I mean, it's got the only thing it's missing. Brian, correct me if I'm wrong. Is the number pad?
That's correct. Yeah. It's
So,
only missing the number.
Unless
pad.
you're an accountant, and even then, you can, if you really want, you can.
And you work in financials, so I don't understand how you work without that.
Yeah, I'm curious that as well.
I do.
Yeah, I don't even use the number pad that much, but when I don't have it, I miss it.
Now, mind you, I do have I'm allowed to cheat a little bit because I do have a dedicated number pad with mechanical switches.
As do I at work.
But I use that, twice a month, maybe.
I don't know, dude. I use the number pad all the time.
Yeah, I'm a daily driver of the
Bless you
number
for
pad.
it.
Yeah.
So do you guys plan on having a full keyboard then? With
like
a full form factor keyboard, because like that's something that
not out of the question.
Well, you guys should do it just for me,
and me,
and the people,
that's
and the people
two.
like me.
That's two purchases.
I was gonna say I will buy one if you have a full form.
I don't
because you can't teach this.
I'll buy one
old
for
dog
Dom.
new tricks.
So that's
see,
three.
You got 3 sales already.
This is already booming.
Before the show we were kind of talking because I was looking at like the Magnus Pro from was it Secret Labs. I think they have that big old desk that they have. It's got a metal top, and so my question to you is, would it be possible to get like magnetic kind of bottoms for those? Because for example, that
to lock
like,
it on the table.
Yeah, correct. Instead of using like, I mean, I'm sure rubber would work just fine, but it'd be kind of cool to have it, mag down. Like, what's the level of customization for somebody who would want to buy this stuff from you?
You could do that, I think.
I'm more inclined to question why.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
It's a fair point. No,
feasibility. Yes, I think it's doable.
Your scientists were so concerned as to whether they could do something, they never stopped to ask why.
Love it.
Oh, go ahead. Seriously, this is good because, truth be told, we are still in the designing phase.
I'm the only idiot out here that will ask for that.
But yeah, I'm with you guys. Like post to your point. Like, sure, I get it, but also like, what's the demand for? I need a magnetic keyboard for my metallic.
Super low.
Might I just throw out there magnets and keyboard or magnets and computers?
Magnets and any kind of electronics.
The strong one is
yeah.
It's fair. Like I said,
it sounds like this metal desk thing is a gimmick that I've never heard of, and you're latched onto.
So it's funny because I was looking at buying a convertible, conversion standing sitting desk.
Convertible.
And, yeah, I mean it's convertible. It converts from standing to sitting, right? Yeah, and you just pop the top off, and it's great.
Pop the top. Yeah.
No, and it was highly recommended to me. This Magnum, whatever the fuck it's called. It's basically a metal top. It's Secret Lab, I believe. It's like the Secret Lab Magnus.
No.
Pro.
You said it was recommended. By whom was it recommended?
A friend of mine.
Who?
Oh,
his name is name dropping. His name's 40 Plus Gamers. Is his username?
Oh,
online.
in the chat.
Yes.
Oh,
I saw him in the chat. He can. If he's still here, he can tell me why I should buy this.
He's definitely not here.
He was because it was a friend of ours who might have bought one. I don't know if he did or not.
Okay.
So, but it was
the metal one though. Like,
yes,
because my point is like, what's the draw to the metal desk? Is it the magnetic bottoms of things?
It's not specifically of the metal desk itself. It has a lot of like built-in features, like a built-in channel for fucking cable management and all this other shit. It's I priced up and compared 2 different ones, and I'm totally taking this topic way off track.
I'd say,
but my questioning was more in line to customization, because your systems are highly customizable. Are you planning on having your keyboards being just as customizable?
I would say in some ways potentially more so, because not to say it's a good idea, and Brian, I think this is your time to shine, but you can, depending on your use case, you can do, if you wanted, hypothetically, you could do, correct me if I'm wrong, individual switches per key. it wouldn't make any sense, but it would be possible.
That would, I would have to heavily emphasize that would be for gaming purposes.
Right.
I would not suggest that for typing.
Right. Oh god.
It would feel incredibly lopsided.
Lumpy.
I mean,
lumpy keyboard.
I'm a programmer. I want my zeros and ones to be very clicky, and everything else it's could be whatever.
I mean, might I suggest the Kalebox Navy or the Kalebox Jade?
Because us programmers, all we do is type zeros and ones.
Exactly. Yeah, I totally, absolutely, 100%. But no, I mean, so part of the reason I had this at Midwest Gaming Classic, not just to get attention, but I actually was collecting market research on what switches people tended to respond to, and I did actually collect and go over that data.
Yeah, what were your findings? I've been curious of this whole time, actually.
Well, the most popular switch, believe it or not, actually tended to be the switch that I tended to point people toward the most. That they should.
Wonder why that was.
Skewed, Dad. Throw it all out.
Which is further nullified by the fact that we were going to use that switch anyway, no matter what. I am such
to be fair, like I said earlier in this discussion, like you did do a fantastic job of selling.
Thank you.
What the differences were, where if I had just touched them by myself, like outside in a vacuum, I never would have understood the differences between maybe any of the switches. But like 10 minutes at most.
Yeah.
You had me understanding all of the differences between linear and what's the other one?
Linear, tactile, and clicky.
Yeah. So like you had me getting it, and like I got to that switch and I was like, this one feels really good, and you were like, yeah, that's the one. So like it wasn't like you led me there. You gave me the background. Yeah, you gave me the background where I understood what I was looking for, and then I got there myself. But at the same time, you were like, yeah, I knew that was the one that you were going to like.
Admittedly, I had a few switches that it's like as soon as people started like, ooh, I kind of like this, I'm like, okay, well then try that one.
Right.
Sure.
It's like, I'm pretty sure you're going to like that. Doesn't, I'm such a great data analyst. Making my own skewed data, I know, I love it. But I think I've got it narrowed down. I don't want to discuss the
our initial set.
Our initial set. I wanted to get 2 each of linear, clicky, and tactile, and I think I've got that narrowed down. I don't want to commit to that list right now.
No Bucket Bytes.
I don't want to name names.
Partner exclusives here. What?
Not yet. But I think we're onto something. And but to your original point though, we're gonna have 2 of each, right? 2 of each of those 3. To start off with, but we want to be able to offer different keycaps, different switches, and then so we're going to also, at least to start off with, we're probably going to offer a couple of different powder coating options.
Yeah, that's something that we can leverage along with our cases,
right? And we're going to have the same, like the goal. Again, we're still in design phase. We've pretty much picked out kind of our vendors and manufacturers, but we need to get this prototype released. And
RGB backlit.
Rainbow.
Initially, no.
Nah, probably not.
No. RG.
Light bars in it, screens.
So here's the thing. This one has an RGB, or not an RGB. Sorry, not RGB. This one has a red LED underneath each switch. This one has a ultraviolet LED underneath each switch. That literally doubles the number of points to solder on these keyboards. It damn near doubles the assembly time. And additionally, there are a lot of considerations that need to be made with the layout and the design of that printed circuit board.
Right. It's not out of the question eventually, but it adds as our very first keyboard. I mean, you can assemble a keyboard with different parts you get on the internet, but we are actually engineering and building some of these parts. Like we're actually working with an engineering company to work with some of this in CAD.
And we have an expert who's got this PC. We're talking with at PCBs with.
Yeah, that's right. We also have a PCB designer we're working with in Pennsylvania. I think it's Pennsylvania.
That's what you told me.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. I mean, who designed this keyboard? They're very popular. TBD. We'll announce their name later. But this guy designed this PCB, and they do pretty well in the mechanical keyboard space. But this guy's also part of the design process. Like, it's a serious thing, but the complexity that's added. I mean, that looks so cool. Don't get me wrong.
That does look great.
But Logitech has teams.
Logitech has a fuck off.
Well, but what I'm saying is you show me that keyboard. That's white, right?
This is a white. This is a
Oh, that one.
So I'm saying you could get just a white LED, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not about the color of the LED,
right?
I mean, you do need keycaps that have shine through capability. That is a consideration that needs to be made.
It's not out of the question, and it's probably not going to happen in the very first iteration. But it's something that I want to do, and Brian, you wanted to do.
I'm open to it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like just the consideration. Yeah.
But it's for our very first. We want to make sure that what we I have a philosophy. No shit leaves the shop. Okay, so
I love that.
We want to create the. Actually, I stole that from. I think it was a guy from Counting Cars. But I really resonated with that. No shit leaves the shop. So if we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
It might not have all the features we ever want the first time, but at least the very first iteration will be good.
Yeah. You're gonna sell something you're proud of.
Exactly. We're gonna have something that we're proud of. It might not have every single thing we ever want. Like, we didn't start offering the custom powder coating early on. We want to make sure that we could get our base colors perfect. Now we have confidence in that, and we have confidence in being able to replicate that same quality across other colors. Yeah, now we can do that.
Yep.
And the same, I think that's our goal eventually with our V2, if we call it that.
So I'm sorry to jump back a little bit. No, you're fine. I'm sorry to jump back a little bit, but
please.
When we were talking about like the cyberpunk thing, and you said making like a cyberpunk themed computer PC type of thing, I was curious to see how you would like go do that.
So a lot of different ways to do it. The way I would do it. So pick some of your favorite colors. You could do either like the game theming. Like, okay, if I go to I'm not gonna share my screen. I'm going to Steam here. And I'm gonna load it up.
It's like a cyan and yellow and
a little bit of like blue, some neons, something like that. Okay, we could do custom. We could do a custom powder coat to fit one of those colors. Maybe it's a yellow, maybe it's a gray, whatever. Maybe kind of a neon-y kind of color. Custom power button. I'm actually running a really cool like red LED. We can throw that in there. Do our custom feet, and then custom power supply color.
Work really well with that.
Pardon?
The red LED power.
Yeah, so that would look pretty. That looked pretty sick. And then we could do different power. We could do different panels, different colors too. So basically, all of our cases are made up of really. There's kind of two elements. There's like a frame to the case where everything connects to, and then there's like armor plating, basically like a side panels, top panels, and so on. And we could do those different colors if you wanted to. And then depending on the color scheme, this is all depending on which colors you want to emphasize. And then we could even do, again, those custom power supply cables. We could even, technically speaking, we don't offer it generally, but we can do individual. Here, you know what? I'm going to get it.
And while he's grabbing that, don't forget that even these, ITX motherboards and DDR5 RAM have RGB capability.
Yeah, that's true. So you could even, that's true. And so if you said I need RGB, we usually bias towards a brand called Noctua for our fans, who make really, really high end fans.
The best.
Are those the fucking brown ones?
So
they are.
So they're known for the brown
ones. And any other
ones.
color is wrong.
They're known for the brown ones. We exclusively use the black ones. It's called Noctua Chromax Black.
I didn't even know Noctua made black fans. I thought they were always the tan and brown. I honestly did. I had no idea they had black ones.
You know what, Brian? See the open box right there? Why don't you grab that?
Those Noctua fans aren't brown. I'm not touching them.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, that's okay. Why don't you grab those?
I'll
show you. So, yeah, you can open up one. I'll show you the box.
No, you can touch it.
So this is an open box. But see, like that. So this is a Noctua fan.
Okay.
So they're Chromax
okay.
line. So they'll do like you can customize this like a sticker basically or a rubber piece.
It's the rubber standoff pads that go in the corners.
So that you can also add a little more further customization. But no, here's an example of what like these custom cables would look like. So you can even do these by strand.
Can I ask you, just out of curiosity, what's the difference between those and like a cable mod type thing?
These are made in the States. These are made by a craftsman or craftspeople.
Okay.
And they're.
I remember visiting
I can't speak for cable mod, but I don't think those are made in the States.
Okay. So it's a US thing and it's local.
This is an artisan. I only respect for them. This is an artisan project, an artisan passion-driven business that we source from. And
no, I appreciate. I was curious. I was just curious because I'm like, are you guys just getting like fucking cable mod cables and then whatever, or what are you guys doing? I was just curious on that front.
Yeah, this is a vendor. This is a vendor located in Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up, Tom?
I remember like visiting the website before and seeing the cables. Like, damn, these look nice. And I was like, can't afford that shit though.
They're not terribly priced, but
I mean, for me, because I'm a broke college student.
Oh yeah, you're a broke college
kid.
That's right.
Could afford it. I can't.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah, but like everything looked very pretty.
Well, thank you. Hey, you know what? When you're ready, let us know.
Got you.
So, hey, Josh is back.
Well,
I was never gone.
Oh. Do you have Mr. Bucket ready and able? Yeah, do you want to pull out another bite? Good. Hey, you guys want to play sound bites?
Let's do it.
That's my favorite game. I love this
sound bites.
game.
All right, so the way this game works, I've got 14 sounds. You blurt it out as soon as you know the answer. Okay? It's that simple. I'm just going to make a couple notes here. So it's going to go Dom, Josh, Bryan, Henry. All right. Like I said, so there is a theme today. Normally we kind of go all over the board with the different things that could happen, but today we're going down memory lane, so Dom's going to lose. We are doing well, it's not all, but we are doing video game menu music.
Oh.
So I tried to make this not too difficult. Some of these are really fucking easy. I think there's like
there are two songs. If I don't hear, I'm going to give you a tongue lashing at the end of this game.
I will be upset too if you didn't include something that I might be thinking of.
Fuck, we can play this next week. No, I'm kidding. All right, here we go, guys. So as soon as you recognize it, just yell it out. Like I said, DarkFusion, you guys are playing together, so feel free.
No mercy.
All right, here we go. Here's the first sound. Hold on, this is gonna be a test. Test. Hold on, test. All right.
I'm clear.
Jim Ross.
Clear. That doesn't count. I'm glad I tested it because I didn't have it turned on for the stream. So, all right, here we go. Here we go. Sound number 1.
Crash Bandicoot.
Oh.
It is Crash Bandicoot.
I could have got that if it went a little longer.
What a fucking game.
I made that one really long. I'm sorry. Can you tell me which Crash Bandicoot?
1?
It is, I think, technically, Wrath of Cortex was 3. It was 3,
yeah,
I think. Okay. Wrath of Cortex was 3.
All right.
I won't go into the technical details, but there's a really cool interview out there with one of the developers talking about how they absolutely hijacked the memory for the original game system, and how every little bit of information that disappears off the screen is immediately deleted to make room for new stuff. It's
go watch everything Insomniac has done in terms of that, because it was the same thing with Uncharted. The first Uncharted, with how they tapped every resource out of the PS3. Mm-hmm. Like, it's insane how closely those engineers worked with the hardware to make that shit work. It's crazy. And Insomniac was always at the... Yeah.
Spoiler alert for the future. Something we're trying to get more of this year. We already have 2 game devs on the schedule. in the coming months. So hopefully we can continue growing that. I think that'll be really fun. So I'll announce those more so later. But let's go on to the next game. Sorry to cut you off, Josh. Here we go. Second one.
Cyberpunk 2020.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
Yep.
What? Wait, hold on.
Dominic, what is Dom?
That was word salad.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
I got it.
Oh, I'm using the restroom, guys.
All right,
I
yeah,
was
go ahead,
ready.
go
It
ahead.
scared me.
Cover me, brother. Oh boy.
We'll wait for Henry to come back. But
I love when Dom wins because somehow he still loses.
Oh man,
That sounds like the soundtrack for the next Tron movie.
well, I mean.
Oh,
same
by the
kind
way,
of,
new Tron game came out like 2 days
what?
ago.
There's a
Wait,
Tron
what?
game that came out.
It's like a visual novel.
That's okay.
What's it called? It's called. It came out like literally, I think, 2 days ago.
Tron Identity.
Identity. Yep. So.
And
Yeah, if anybody's interested, new story in the Tron universe.
yeah, it came out 3 days ago, and it has very positive. Whoa, you are back! What, did you just fucking pee off the balcony or what?
No.
What the hell?
It was a high speed urination.
Yo,
Force that shit out.
he's got that jet flow, man. Like
Became a water gun, bro.
It's a high efficiency operation.
pressure tested. Anyways, all right, here we go. Sound number 3. Here we go.
I would play it, but
Don't say
it's
it
not
in
Kingdom
chat.
Come
Me,
Deliverance, is it?
no.
Oh, I
Play it
got
again.
spoiled then. I'm not gonna say nothing.
I got
This
nothing.
is. I'm gonna say that this game goes back to early 2000s. It might even be the 1990s. Hold on.
Older than me.
Might even be the 1990s. Oh boy.
I know.
Older than me.
How long ago was that? I don't even remember.
This game
those
released on
1990s.
February 4th, 2000. I'll play it
Oh,
one
boy.
more time.
Alive.
It's not Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
It's not Kingdom Hearts, is it?
It's not
No.
Kingdom Hearts, and it was on PC only at the time. It is a simulation
Civil-
game of sorts.
Civil is not. It's
Civilization.
an old Civ.
The
Civilization?
original SimCity.
No. Maybe? Go ahead.
I'll give everyone
Okay,
one
so-
final guess.
I'm gonna say Civilization 2.
I'm gonna say the original
No.
SimCity.
Maybe, yeah, I bet that's right.
Dom?
I'm gonna say it was Pirates. Sid Meier's Pirates.
Ooh.
That's what it was.
Dom?
Oh, I think I got spoiled, so I won't say nothing.
What were you spoiled? You're the last one to say anything, so go ahead.
Oh, I have a chat up.
But
Chat didn't say anything.
Chat said
Chat said
youth.
use.
Oh, I did that. Was that game?
That's not a word.
Not the name of a game.
I was
Dom.
like, I wouldn't know that. No, I don't know.
No. So it's interesting.
no
Two
clue.
of you guys are really close because Sid Meier, I believe, made The Sims.
No,
It is the
He didn't.
no.
no,
He made Sim City. I know that.
no, he didn't.
Sid Meier?
No, Sid Meier had nothing to do with the Sims franchise.
That's an EA product.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck was I thinking of?
Firaxis was, or is that the how you pronounce it? That was people.
Yeah.
Meyer usually.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Where did I mix those two up? It
What
is
game
The
is this?
Sims. It is The Sims 1.
That's
Oh,
the
wow.
first. Dude, I played the shit out of the game. I do not remember that song.
Dude, I
at
heard
all.
that it's the
If
it's,
we'd had
the,
phone a friend,
it's
I
like
think I'd
the
have
main theme of that whole game.
Really, of the first
It
Sims.
plays on the menu and it also plays when you're building.
Can I tell a funny story?
Absolutely.
When my sister and I first got a computer and we got The Sims, my dad installed the game, and he uninstalled it and reinstalled it and uninstalled it and reinstalled it, and we're like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Every time I fucking install this game, they're not speaking English."
Yo,
I'm picking English every time. And we're like, no, Dad, that's they don't speak English. It's a made-up language.
My daughter told me the other day she wants to learn Simlish.
Yeah.
I said, please no.
New offering from DarkFusion Systems. Simlish mechanical keyboard.
Yes, there you go, dude.
A bunch of scribbles.
I would buy that. I would honestly buy it.
Write it down.
Make it happen.
There's a
Make it
dictionary.
happen.
There's a dictionary out there. You could seriously
It's gotta
do it.
be.
All right.
Gotta be.
Here we go. Next one.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh.
Or 1.
It's one.
It might
it's
be
one.
1.
It's one. It's one.
I think it's also in 2, but yeah.
God.
Wow.
Dark Fusion boys. Gotta start picking it up. I'm not.
Metal Gear fan.
I mean,
Dude,
I'm wearing
Josh,
a Metal
I did it
Gear
again.
shirt.
I did it again. This is the second time I've done that.
What was the other
That's
time?
Tony Hawk.
forgot
You
what
were
the-
wearing a fucking
Oh,
Tony Hawk
Yes, I was
shirt.
wearing a
Yeah.
Tony Hawk shirt. Yep.
Anyway, I swear to God, this is not like nobody
Even
knows
these
the
are
songs.
like candy post.
I made a fucking 6-hour video on Metal Gear, and you're gonna put a fucking Metal Gear song. Come on.
I'm sorry. All right, here we go. This one, I think this one will be hard for. I think this one's the hardest one on the list.
All right.
Is it Crazy Taxi?
I'm gonna say Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Oh no,
It's
Hot
just
Pursuit
my-
was like hip hop.
It's just my guess.
This game involves vehicles. It was released on the PlayStation 1.
Oh shit.
Vigilante 8.
Nope.
I already have a guess. I shouldn't get another one.
Henry, what's the game with the vehicles, the gladiatorial arena with the clown?
Oh,
Twisted Metal. I'm gonna go with Twisted Metal.
there you go.
Oh.
There you go. That was good. That was like the other one that wasn't
1995.
Vigilante 8.
Wow.
1995.
Ooh,
Dark
wow.
Fusion coming in clutch.
Told you, right person, right job.
Oh yeah, I've totally played that game. Absolutely.
I used to play
Hours.
the shit out of that game as a kid.
I
Anyways.
never played the first one. Was that the first one or the second
Yeah,
one?
it was the first. It was the first one.
Because I played the shit out of Twisted Metal 2, but I never played the first
I wasn't alive.
one. Shut up!
All right, here we go. Here's the next one. We've still. Oh man, we got a way to go. All right, here we go.
Is this Splinter Cell?
Why does that sound familiar?
Do you want me to make it
Right.
louder, you guys?
Wait.
I want to say is it a Call of Duty franchise?
Yeah, I want to. It almost could it be
Modern
the
Warfare.
original Modern Warfare?
Modern Warfare 1.
It is.
Oh,
It is.
Wow.
Wow,
It
that
recognized
was-
it immediately.
Holy shit, that was
Dark,
good.
Dark Fusion coming.
Now we're in my era.
Yeah. If it had a dun dun dun, then I would
All
have
right.
gotten
Dun 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 dun. Yep.
And luckily, I
You're
played
right. If we got to the
it.
strings,
That one part.
I cut it out before
Damn.
that on purpose, just for the record.
that's good.
Smart.
That was
All
good,
right.
Post. That was good.
Here we go. The next one. Oh, this one's gonna be quick though.
Here's a Worth.
Yep.
Ultimate Edition.
Yep. It's not even ultimate. It's just Gears
First
of War,
edition.
but
It's the first one.
That's it.
dude, that was
First
good
one.
though.
Oh.
Ah,
yeah.
dude.
I just want to let you know I threw some
Thank
bones in
you.
here for Dom because I knew he was gonna struggle during this.
Yeah, but Gears of War,
Anyway.
that's still early.
Dude,
days.
that's Dom's favorite
I
franchise.
love Gears.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost went pro.
I was playing Gears in a basement of my friend's house before Dom was born. I guarantee it.
Wait, actually, do you know what? When was Gears 1? That was like 2004, right?
6, I think.
I
Might have been
think
6.
was
2006.
2, I think.
6 was 2.
2006. No, 2006
1?
was the first
Oh,
one.
one
Yep.
was 2. When did 2 come out?
Dude, come on. Don't come at me with dates. Good
All
at
right,
that.
anyways. All right, here we go. Next one. Here we go.
The drum line reminds me of Halo, but it's not. So.
It's not a Halo game I know.
I was religious with Halo, so.
Could this be a Far Cry?
No. It's not Far Cry.
Actually.
My hint is that I put this in specifically for somebody.
Who?
Yeah.
Was it?
Who's
for
that
Henry?
somebody?
Okay. Oh, Civilization.
Yes, it is.
It's one of the earlier. Was that Civ 4?
3.
3? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't 4 because 4 was Christopher Tin. I have it. I have his soundtrack
Is that
autographed.
Okay.
I like how I'm just like, who'd you put this in for? I was putting it in for Henry. No, it's
Civ.
What game does Henry play? It's Civ.
What's the only game I play these days?
Oh man.
Boy.
Yeah, but that was kind of a curveball. It was older. All right, here we go. Next one.
I got no clue.
Love it.
Ape Escape.
Josh, dude.
Oh, I was like, I know this song. Oh, I love Ape Escape so much.
I just remember playing the demo from Pizza Hut.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how I knew it. All right, we've
Back
got
in the
one,
day when
two,
you could get game demos from like buying certain brands.
Yeah, it was
also
it was
not only
Pizza
that,
Hut.
but do you guys remember game demos at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it makes me feel.
Oh, remember when a cereal company had a Doom clone?
Yes, Chex Quest.
What did it really?
Yes.
I didn't
that
know
was
that.
a
I had
Doom
no clue.
clone.
Yes,
I had no clue.
Yeah, you had like a
missed out on an era,
spork.
man.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking
Really?
awesome.
Not even.
Yeah. It came on the cereal box, and you had to put it in your computer, and you're like,
What was the Burger King one? Sneak King.
Sneak King.
I knew that one actually.
Anyway, that wasn't a demo. That was a full-fledged game. Anyways, I'm sorry.
That was a
Here we
full
go.
game, dude.
Yeah.
It
Next
had
one.
achievements and everything.
Didn't it have a fucking sequel too?
No, there were just multiple Burger King games.
Oh, okay.
There was like
Gotcha,
a kart
gotcha.
racing one, and I think there were 3 total.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right, here we go. Next one.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yo, what, dude?
Dang.
I gotta play it because I love it. I love it. It's San Andreas.
I would have gotten it at this point.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a fucking catch on Dom's part
Bro.
there.
Damn, man.
Wow. Oh, the young blood.
First game I played.
That's insane, by the way.
That was very
That's-
impressive.
All right, this one might also be difficult. Come on, Dark Fusion boys.
GoldenEye. No, Perfect Dark.
What the fuck?
Was
I hear I'm thinking I'm putting in hard ones, like, and
You got me.
I don't understand like how I wouldn't have got this one at all.
So,
if it was
so
GoldenEye, I might have had a chance.
it's that Grant Kirkhope like sound. Like I was like GoldenEye. No. Perfect Dark.
Right developer, wrong game. Yeah.
Man. All right. Well, this one isn't. I don't think this one's going to the Dark Fusion boys, but here we go.
Signalis.
Dom got it, dude. Wow.
That wasn't a word.
Signalis. He
is the
said
name
it.
of our. It was our game of the month last month.
That wasn't a word.
I'm sorry.
Creepy sound. I like it.
That's matches the theme of the game very well.
Yeah, it's good.
I actually bought the soundtrack for that game too
Wow.
because I liked it so much.
Huh.
All right, I got two more left.
Oh.
I know everyone loves sound bites.
Right.
Here we go.
Stop.
Here we go.
Also got a good beat. Here, Ryan.
Lover.
Nope.
That's all I got.
This was one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games as a kid.
I wasn't a PlayStation guy ever.
Oh,
I'm out.
I was. I don't recognize this at all.
They recently remade this game.
Spyro.
Oh,
Was it actually Spyro?
Spyro,
It's
yes.
Spyro
It, makes
the
sense. It sounds like Spyro. Oh, why didn't I?
I've
catch
never
on?
played them. I've never played them.
Oh,
I
really?
should've
They're
caught
actually
on.
pretty fun games.
Come on.
I was.
Okay.
You gotta stop giving hints, Post.
All right.
all I said is it was one of my favorite PlayStation 1
No,
games.
you said they recently remade it.
Remake
Oh,
it.
shit,
and
I did,
Spyro was
didn't
the
I?
recent one.
Fuck. I'm sorry.
And you said favorite. Oh, I could have got it. I could have got that.
All right, if Dark Fusion can get this one, they get 5 points. Everyone else gets 1.
Okay.
Bonus points.
Here we go.
Sea of Thieves.
Dang.
It's
Is that that water simulation game I've heard so much about?
The water's
Yeah, where
really
you're
good.
a pirate on a boat and stuff. Yeah.
No. I just heard about the water.
Oh, the
Water's really
water's
good.
yeah. I mean, the water is really good. It is Sea of Thieves, but Dom only gets -1.
I've never played it. Have you?
When
I
it
fiend
first
on that
come
game.
in later, I know the game.
Have you played it?
I have not.
Nah, neither have I.
I fiend on.
Oh,
Sea of
I'm
Thieves
sorry, guys.
So many times.
I didn't
You
know.
see, I kept hoping he was going to come up with like the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, I feel like this
you're gonna
this
be on
sound bites
that.
was definitely geared towards Dom.
That's okay.
That's
You're
fair.
towards
I'm learning
Dom.
stuff tonight. So
I was trying to make it so it was something that like people would probably know, but it's all right. It's all right.
I'm proud of the San Andreas one.
yeah, that was
You did good.
That was good.
half
That
a
was like
second.
yeah, like it was literally
It was
just
impressive.
like the like.
Note.
He's like, yeah.
Note.
I just saw a picture the other day of a basketball player like throwing a shot, and it was a still of the tattoo of the inside of his arm, and it was a cheat code from San Andreas.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
Jordan Clarkson. I think.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
And
I was like,
Dom
wow,
even knows
that
who the
is-
guy is too. That's
Yeah. Yeah. He had no chance.
wow. Hey, one more thing real quick. I wanted to just do kind of an exercise, okay? I want to make sure everybody's kind of on board.
Wait,
All right.
wait. So wait, who won that session though?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Dom.
It's
1,
gotta be
2,
close.
3, 4, 5, 6 for Josh, and 2 for Dark Fusion. So Josh still took it. It's all right.
Should I grab the belt? Should I grab the belt? Or can I just leave it there?
Just leave it
On
there,
display,
please.
just keep it there.
All right.
All right. I want to do a quick little exercise. I want us to just kind of clear our thoughts. Imagine right now we are kind of like doing this show in a stadium surrounded by a bunch of fans. Okay.
All 4 watching on Twitch.
Yes. Okay. Just focus. We're sitting here. We're having this show. And, you know, it's dark around us. We got the crowd going. Right? And just feel the moment.
What's going on?
Popping up on the Jumbotron, you see a man vaguely looking like The Rock, but also doesn't look like The Rock.
You can't tell me you forgot about me. You can't forget that Josh challenged the most electrifying man in Bucket Bytes Entertainment today. Andre the Rock 2.0, who's coming to whoop his candy ass. Andre the Rock 2.0 is going to take Josh Stone Cold down Know Your Role, Stone Cold Josh's Regrets Boulevard, which is on the corner of an ass-whoopeth drive, and check him directly into the Bucket Bytes Hell in a Cell match, where I will then proceed to rock bottom his candy ass through the ring. Remember, Stone Cold Josh, when you're looking up at the sky wondering what happened, when I'm walking around with that Bucket Bytes championship belt is because you challenged the most electrifying man in Bucket Bytes Entertainment. And he brought the pain and an ass whoopeth with your name on it.
Damn.
So, to wish you the best and to remember me by, I have a song for you. Josh, don't be sad. Don't be so blue. Come hell in a cell. I got an ass whoopeth for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful people's elbow. And I think to myself that I'll see you soon. Very soon.
What the rock is cooking.
Strong words. Strong words for a man who isn't even
Touching.
here.
Touching.
You got a point. As the man who vaguely looks like The Rock with the eyebrow fades away and the crowd goes silent, and now we're back. Now we're back.
This is it. Listen, this is going to be an exciting match because, I brought the heat, right? We can all agree. Dom, would you agree I brought the heat?
Yeah, sure, yep.
Yeah, I brought the heat. Right there, Andy Reyes. He tried to pull the Jake the Snake Roberts on me. He was calm and cool and collected about it, but I'm not intimidated. Do I look like I'm scared?
I'm scared now.
You're scared, but do I look like I'm scared?
You look unfazed.
I'm unfazed. I got this fucking
Warrior
title. Fate. I'm never going to get rid of it. I got the Bucket Fights Championship is mine. The inaugural title will be on my waist as I walk out of that arena. He's saying I'm looking at the lights. Bull fucking shit. He's going to be lucky if he gets a people's elbow on my ass, all right? He's going to get stunned from here to Tallahassee, my friends. So don't even fucking worry about it. That's all I'm going to say. Post, play my music.
I don't have your music. Here.
Music.
There. That's good enough. That's good enough. So, just some background. Reyes came up with the video on the Titantron that was totally there and real in that crowd of millions and millions. Anyways, so I think we're talking about pre-show. We weren't talking about it now, but a couple weeks ago we had a kind of a nice little argument. We talked about it on the last episode. Josh kind of came in with his Stone Cold, kind of did his thing, issued the challenge to Hell in the Cell to WWE 2K23, right? And he's ready to go. He's trying to show you up, Josh.
There's no showing me up. It's put up or shut up, honestly. Like, come on. Like, there's no, what is this? What is this? We're going to start sending voice memos back and forth?
I don't know, man.
Like, what? Should I start recording on my phone? Oh, hey, Andy Reyes, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. No. This is put up or shut up, as I said. So, come on. One-on-one with your boy, Stone Cold Josh Picard.
We should keep giving Reyes like nicknames, like at a glance looks like The Rock, briefly looks like a rock for a second.
I like that. We should definitely give him nicknames like punk ass Andy Reyes or little bitch boy Andy Reyes.
Oh
no! Hey, Dom said it. It wasn't me. That was Dom's idea.
Dreamboat Dom?
Yeah, sexy boy Ryan Post ain't stepping in for you now, Reyes. Dreamboat Dom's on my side.
Okay.
I think this is the fuel to the fire. Bucket Fights is definitely happening. Date coming out, pay-per-view. I mean,
on WWE 2K23.
So
proceeds go to charity.
Proceeds go to charity. Perfect. Wow, that was completely unexpected and not planned at all. I am just taken aback.
That was such a shocker.
Man. So I don't know. I think I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know. Well, it looks like Bryan got up to go. Take a much longer.
Brian's like,
never
fuck
mind.
this.
He came in.
This pro
He's like,
wrestling shit.
Oh,
What is that?
No. Brian's been to WrestleMania parties.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
I've got a couple of Team Hell No t-shirts.
Oh, sick! Actually,
Love it. Absolutely love it.
actually,
One of my favorite t-shirts is a Marty Skrull shirt.
See, I was never a big Marty Skrull guy just because I was never in the, NJPW side of things.
Fair enough.
Kenny
I mean,
Omega.
I know who that is.
Come on, Post.
Who is it?
Everybody knows Kenny Omega.
Come on.
I don't know who that is.
Come on, man. You know
Who-
Kenny
what?
Omega.
No, I don't. Who is it? When is it? What era?
Now.
Now it's
Now.
current.
What's
Yeah.
wrestling
He's
now?
looking at you.
Kenny Omega's literally gotten like multiple 5-star matches and killing it.
He's killed it.
So I have a picture of me next to Kane, and like
Ooh, that's actually pretty cool.
I'm not a big dude. I look fucking tiny.
Is this like Kane when he had the long hair?
No. This is him in his civilian. He looks like a politician.
This is Libertarian Kane.
Actually, yes. Yes.
Why does that name
That
sound
was the
scarier
occasion.
than just Kane?
Libertarian Kane.
Because we're all heavily armed and high.
Yeah, there you go, right? Oh, that's great. Man, I don't know. I think, Josh, do you have any further questions for the boys at Dark Fusion?
So I don't know if we've said the keyboards you guys are working on it. Do you have any ETA? For potential consumers, say like potential listeners of this podcast.
I know I was telling people at MGC, at the very least, we should have a functional prototype next year. Ideally, we're hoping for production models.
Perfect.
Again, the whole idea of no shit leaves the shop. We want to we want to nail this. It might not have all the features we want right away, but we want to nail it. What we decide on, primarily what you spearhead, we want to nail it.
Mm-hmm.
When will Suggestive Gaming Studios have a keyboard from you in my studio?
Kind of got me there. I want to. In all seriousness, we do actually. Once this prototype is ready, and we are happy enough, the prototype, we're happy to spread it around. Our partners. I would love to share it with you guys. I really would. Because that's the feedback we need before we start ordering. Before we tell our manufacturer to make these these chassis. Hey, go make 500 of them. We really want people like, do you like this or not? Do your fans like it or not? What colors? It's an investment that's, at the end of the day, it's coming, what could be maybe a nice dinner is now, or, rent is now put into this project. So it's really, we want to make every dollar count, closer to rent.
Oh, I thought you were about to say that this thing's going to cost as much as my rent.
No. Just,
I mean, it's gonna cost money.
It's plausible.
It's gonna cost as much as my rent, but
no. But but at the end of the day, engineering, and a lot of these, even the smaller contract manufacturers, understandably so, they need some level of MOQ. They need a minimum order quantity because they don't want to retool. They don't want to train their team on something that they do 4 times,
right?
Because they're losing money. So we want to make sure we nail it. Our manufacturer nails it. Our assembly, soldering, everything nails it.
And it's going to take as long as it needs to get it right.
Exactly.
Sure.
So I know that didn't answer your question, but back to our goal. Our goal is to have a functional prototype no later than pretty early next year.
I don't know, man.
Ideally sooner.
I seem to
Potentially
remember
very soon.
Somebody at Midwest Gaming Classic told me, hey, perhaps we could work something out sooner than next year. I don't remember who told me that, but someone told me that.
And that's slightly different, but now, to be completely fair, if you wanted to do something that's not necessarily a DarkFusion Systems chassis, where we're not manufacturing the steel case, and you wanted to do something customized, soldered, and made by Bryan at DarkFusion Systems, that's very doable. That's outside of the
very
scope.
doable, I'm sure.
That's a conversation we
seriously.
can absolutely have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can get pretty crazy with that too. So, I mean, he has game face on too.
That'll
He's not
involve a
joking
conversation
around.
of what kind of
like-
switches you like. Obviously, what switches you're looking at, but
Well,
the layout, things like that.
Yeah, I'll need to come by and start tickling your buttons again to know which ones I like.
Playing
'cause
with his
I don't
buttons.
remember. I'm sorry, playing with your buttons. I have to. Yeah.
They're
Like-
switches.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but they're buttons. You push a button that.
Well,
engages
Josh
the
knows where our
switch.
office is, so come by.
I know your
Yeah,
office
I've
is.
been there multiple times.
So, no, I don't know. I was gonna say I think towards the end of summer there'll be a Bucket Bytes PC build from DarkFusion.
That'll be
coming as well.
awesome.
Ooh,
That'll be so
I got the
cool.
initial quote. So
And maybe there'll be a giveaway.
I love that.
of
If we-
what?
If we
Of
can make it
what?
work.
Of a PC sponsored by SG.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I would love
I
that.
will
even
I
more.
will I will tease this.
Wow. Hey, we should keep this podcast going for another 45 minutes to let Josh get some more JMO in him. And maybe we'll have like 2 or 3 more of these things.
Listen, I've had this on the mind since I got mine.
Yeah.
So
What a better honestly, what a better testimonial than
We're
that.
glad you're
Dang.
happy with it.
I'm very, very happy. So
Perfect. Dom, do you have anything?
I do have some like statements I want to say.
Stayed away.
Rip it.
You guys were very lovely to have on the show. Both of you are very fun to be with. I enjoy this experience a lot. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for being
having
an
us.
awesome host.
Dom's not allowed to enter the giveaway though.
no,
He wins all the giveaways.
every single one.
I don't know how this man does it. Everyone. It's just it's Dom one way or another. I don't get it. Like he's got his resources or something.
After he destroyed the San Andreas, I'm a little scared. Have a
He's
second.
insider trading.
This guy
over
just
here.
Bam.
Cool. Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys coming back on. I'm really excited to have Bucket Bytes be a partner of with DarkFusion, and really looking forward to what the future holds for everybody here. So I
It was
appreciate you
honor
guys
to
coming
talk
on.
to both
And,
of you.
you know what? Before we go, I'm gonna leave the floor to you guys for any kind of final statements you guys might have. You might want to get off your chest, confess your love to us, whatever. Go for it.
No, well, you guys in all seriousness are really awesome, and it's always a pleasure to be here and shoot the shit with you guys. But talk about business, talk about systems, talk about computers, technology, and also like this, shoot the shit and just have a good time. Really, it was so fun seeing you guys at MGC too. That was really fun. That we had a really good day.
Oh, we had a
but you guys
fantastic day.
capped that, so it was awesome. Dominic, come next year. Come and give us some shit.
Yeah, come out here
That's
from
a far trip for me.
Well,
Yeah,
do
he's
it.
an East Coast boy.
no, hold on,
Dude,
It sounds
if we're
like
still
you're
doing it-
promising-
No,
it
go
sounds
ahead.
like You're promising we're going to be at MGC next year.
We might. We're tempted to do either MGC or PAX East. We're not
Ooh,
sure yet.
Are you really? Because so here's the deal. Like no joke.
That is so.
This is an ongoing discussion.
We just went like today, basically. We don't know yet.
Seriously, let me know, because I was legit just talking to my daughter like, hey, like you had so much fun at MGC. We should go to PAX sometime.
I would
And-
love to go to PAX. I would love to go to PAX.
Never been to
So me
PAX.
too.
Do we rent something and do it all as a crew?
I mean,
I think we gotta figure that. I think we gotta talk.
TBD.
this
we gotta
this
figure
might
out
be
the
a
logistics.
discussion. This
We
might
gotta-
be a discussion to be had.
I think it has to be.
For sure. For sure. I honestly, god damn it. I like talked myself out. I legit just talked myself out of it. And now I might be talking myself back into it. God damn it. So thanks for that. What else you guys got? What else you guys are gonna make me change my mind on?
Well, side note, we're gonna probably plug our quarterly newsletter. We did that with you guys earlier, but that's, I think we're trying to create a way, because there are people who are genuinely interested in what we're doing, just like not just the general products, but just kind of what's going on our side, because it's people think it's fun. It's fun for us when we get to talk about projects that we're working on, or hey, we're introducing this new feature, so on and so forth. So if you're interested in our business, check out our quarterly newsletter. It's in the name. It's quarterly. It's not a weekly thing. It's not annoying. We don't sell your information. Check it out on our website. Otherwise, really, I'm excited for our keyboard project. I'm excited for our partnerships. We have Bucket Bytes, and then we just got in a partnership with Ryan Kirby of Fit for a King. He's the lead singer of a band. So this guy Ryan Kirby. He's the lead singer of a band called Fit for a King. I think on Spotify. I'm gonna open my Spotify right now.
Yeah, we're talking like 100 million listens on Spotify between all of the songs. Yeah, it is.
Well,
if you tabulate all their songs, it's like 100 million listens.
1 million monthly listeners. If you look up Fit for a King, anyway. So, it's public information now. This is actually a band that I personally have always really liked, and I nearly pooped my pants when about a year ago, lead singer reached out. He's like, "Hey, I'm Ryan Kirby. I'm the leader of the band Fit for a King," and I was like, "I know who you are."
I was going to ask you the other day, how did that come about? Can you share that?
Honestly, he must have seen an Instagram ad or a Google ad.
No, it was definitely the Bucket Bytes. It was definitely the Bucket Bytes giveaway. That's where he saw it.
It was before. It was before that.
Okay. Well, just punt me away.
I really don't know. But
no, I don't feel cool at all, because it's just like, oh, this fucking YouTuber, whatever.
No.
Guy.
I know. But I'm really. I think it's gonna be a huge thing. All these things are huge. Huge
awesome,
huge
dude. I'm
business.
I'm so fucking glad.
Life is good.
Because,
our customers are amazing, and we've had so many at MGC. We had a customer come up to us. Sorry, this is a tangent. A customer came up to us. You remember? And he goes, "Hey, do you remember me?" I was like, "You look really familiar." He's like, "You built a really great computer." And he had his family with him. He's like, "You made an awesome computer, and thank you so much. You have that made
But that wasn't. It wasn't just that.
Oh, so that's right. It wasn't even just that. So there was an issue with some certain Samsung drives. He was not affected by it. But we still sent out an email.
Yep.
It had to do with it had to do with a firmware patch. But we still sent it out to every single Samsung user. Just double check. It's like you not only did they check in with us after check in with me after the sale, but like almost like a year after we said, like, hey, check this. And he was
check your firmware version and make sure you're not affected.
He was good to go.
Yeah.
But like. That made my day. So
that's awesome.
I don't know. Our customers are awesome. Our partners are awesome. You guys, life is good, and I hope our keyboards bring the same amount of excitement and passion that our computers have done so far.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because I did want to talk about that, and I forgot about it initially when I was talking about my experience, in that you did reach out. Initially, you sent like an email about the Samsung drives.
Yes,
and it was one of those things where it's like you sent that, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll double check. I updated my firmware just to make sure. But then you literally sent an email after the fact, like, hey, Josh, I know we sent this. I just want to make sure you saw it, and I want to make sure you're good. And it was like that level of care is something that you're not going to get out of any other any other build company. or what you get from a PC. And it was like,
we do.
It wasn't like a mass email. It was like you were reaching out to me individually. Like, I want to make sure.
I really did.
Absolutely.
He can vouch. These are real emails.
That's what I mean. It's not like it's not like a mass thing. It was like you wanted to make sure, like, hey, Josh, I want to make sure like you saw it, you updated, and I was like, yeah. Don't worry, Henry. I saw your email. I updated the firmware. Everything's all good. And you sent me another email back. You're like, great, awesome, glad you saw it. fantastic. Hope you're enjoying. Like it, and that, like I said, that level of care is above and beyond anything you're going to get anywhere else. So
hands down.
That's our goal. Shock and awe. Shock and awe.
Absolutely.
Can I just note that, Henry, do you remember the week you were going to be on our show back in November and I had an issue and I had to reinstall Windows?
Yes, you had you were having a problem with your
It was because
system
my
and
it was my Samsung drive failed. And it was because of that. And I'm
well,
not
see,
joking.
if you had us, we would have taken care.
Exactly. You would have been on top of it, Post.
Post.
Get a DarkFusion system. What are you doing? Maybe you'll win the giveaway.
Have you considered Linux?
No.
It was actually
not at all.
Hard,
I don't care.
Oh yeah. Linux is the way to go then. But to be, that's a whole. We can have a whole podcast based on Linux if you wanted to.
Please don't.
I would be so lost and confused. Although I tell you what, and I told Josh this when we were at Midwest Gaming, that like my favorite part about this show is like I learned so fucking much because I'm an idiot, but I love learning all like everything from everybody. It's incredible. I only probably retain about 25% of it, but I still learn a lot.
I'm definitely gonna remember that keys have different like names for them individually and stuff.
Right guy, right time, right business. I mean, and this is the spearhead. You're meeting him right now. This is the spearhead of our next big project. So
well, you got the right guy in the right seat. That's something that my day job it preaches big time. So right people in the right seats, the big deal. You guys have a bright future. I'm really looking forward to working with you guys over the course of the next year and going to PAX. With you guys because that's pretty much all but official.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Dom, see you there.
I really want to anyway.
That's in Boston. Right?
Yeah.
That's in Boston, right?
Yeah,
it is.
PAX East.
It is, yeah.
That's not that far from you, Dom.
No, Dom, you're gonna be there.
That's how.
We'll figure it out.
Walk. I'm being dead.
Get on a bicycle.
Like Uber.
Hey, you take me to Baltimore?
Just expensive, bro.
Maryland.
That's true.
I can maybe drive there. I'll see.
Anyways,
why did he say Baltimore?
I don't know. He heard. I think he heard the B in Boston.
Boston is in
Boston. Oh,
yeah.
I'm not going to Boston.
Hey Dom, where's Boston?
Yeah, where's Boston, Dom?
Boston's up north.
I mean, from you,
Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. All right, I forgive you, guys. This is Bucket Bytes. I appreciate you all coming to hang out. We'll catch you next time. We'll be live next Friday night, same time, same place, same everything, maybe. And we'll check you later. Peace out. Later. Bucket Bytes is recorded in front of a live Twitch audience over at twitch.tv/bucketbytes. You can also find us on our Linktree, linktr.ee/bucketbytes, where you can find all of our social medias and also some merchandise and the newly founded www.bucketbytes.gg. It's where you can listen to all of our podcast episodes in your web browser. Stay tuned for a quick sneak peek at what's going to be given to our Patreon supporters for a little bit of extra content this week. We like to record before and after the episodes so you can just kind of see what goes on before the shows. Thank you for listening. I'm Papa. Goodbye.
Have I mentioned that before?
Right guy.
Not yet, actually. It's the first time.
Yeah. Allegedly similar to a mechanical keyboard.
What the fuck?
So basically,
it's crumb resistant.
There we go. For all you Dorito lovers out there.
Don't worry about that Cheeto dust.
Do I have like
213
membrane and keyframe construction? So yeah, it's some weird
bastard child.
Yeah, it's a bastard.
Nothing wrong.
I got the weird one.